We have the games right here, Dave. We're going to hop into game 1. And I've already seen the civs, and this is what the series is going to bring us, isn't it? Bear with me, actually. We'll do a quick 3-1 in 10 seconds, I guess. I've got to set up my scoreboard in game. But people, Vinchester has gone for Incas. Incas of all civilizations for game 1 Arabia, breaking that meta. And Dave, I'm hopping in here to show the viewers this crazy game. Let's go. 10 seconds, and Vinchester playing in the East, I suppose. And he likes his purple, too. That's another tell if he makes it into Hidden Cup. He likes his color 6. I know that can be tough for some people. And why is he... Is that a bug? It says he said 11 in-game on my end, Dave. So I don't know if that shows up if you're not in Capture Age, but Incas versus Mayans to start off the series.
No, it didn't show up for me at all. Maybe he's laughing at the look that he thinks is on Slam's face right now. Seeing Incas come in. Game number 1 Arabia. He picked them like, what, second last in his draft, too.
Yeah.
He picked them pretty late in his draft. Maybe he was reading something from Slam. I don't know. How do you think Incas match up against Mayans here on Arabia?
You know, there's a pigeon. There's a window like 3 feet away from me where my desk is here, and there's a pigeon outside the window staring me down right now. I don't know if he's trying to watch the game, but we have an extra viewer. What'd you ask? I'm sorry, the pigeon distracted me.
I was kind of asking about how the civs matched up, but if you want to talk to the pigeon, then
maybe
I'll just do my thing.
Maybe the pigeon is interested in hanging out with the Eagles, you know? Little birdie get together. But no, you know what's weird about Incas? Everyone talks about them as a YOLO civ, but they do so much very well. They have their Eagles, they have Arbalest, they have Siege Ram, they have Onager, they have Slingers, which can be very nice against infantry. You could argue that they actually have more options than the Mayans, whereas Mayans is normally just Eagles and Archers. So
yeah, they're a decent civ if you play the like standard meta with them.
Yeah.
You know, and I know a lot of the time the meta is kind of meta for Incas equates to Villager Rush, but you also get extra space on the houses, which is not an insignificant bonus.
And if you think about the way that players have been playing with the drafts, this is really smart because Mayans is a pretty early pick. So early that people will ban this sometimes. And Vinchester's Inca pick was pretty late. So if he's expecting Mayans in that draft, and he picks a Civ, which is pretty similar in bonuses, and is able to get a win by outplaying the opponent, then in theory, he'll have greater civilizations for the rest of the set, at least based on how he prioritized it. Also, Slam is... I love Slam for this, but he plays with a lot of paranoia. And if you ever watch him play, he's just like, oh god, Incas? Oh, he's going to tower rush me. He's going to tower rush me. And then if it's Celts, it's like, oh, where's the Huang rush? Where's the Huang? And so with that, that could maybe get in his head a little bit with some type of a villager forward that will never happen.
Yeah, and Slam has a lot of tournament nerves as well. It's something that he's admitted to, and it's something he's been trying to overcome for a long time now. So hopefully we'll see the highest level of play from him here.
Yep.
He does have a bit of an awkward map. He's got a bunch of good wood lines on the south there, but the gold for him is going to be a major issue.
That's true. Yeah, is he going to lock that down? We really, I mean, Mayans are quite good at this, but we really made this Arabia, so you've got to fight. And I think that's been the same with most maps, except for the ones that were intentionally closed. Anyways, I like how Slam has come forward early to scout, because otherwise he would be surprised. And I think seeing the 4 on wood there, look at that, even attacking the house, yeah, just like, hey, I'm here. 4 on wood should tell him that this will be relatively standard for Vinchester, and we won't see anything too crazy.
And Vinch took both of his boars quite quickly there. Oh, no, okay. I was confused on what part of the game we were at, Tristan. I thought Slam was just bringing in his first one, but...
Yeah, no worries. Here comes Vinch. He's got to notice this. This should never happen. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Into the TC.
You can tell he just stopped it for a second. At least he saved the eagle. And you can see the gold, but yeah, that hurts, and that will definitely help. If this becomes a Man-at-Armor, or even Drush into Archers, Slam's eagle is going to be in a good spot now. So, yeah, I think Slam will like this, and Dave, I just want to get back to the mindset thing, because there's been so many players who've improved their mindset over the past year or two. And ACCM was one of them. Hearing his interviews over the past year have been really cool. He's more confident in himself. He's really boosting himself up. I mean, within the even just Hidden Cup tournaments, you'd look at what Hera achieved in Hidden Cup 1 and 2 to Hidden Cup 3, his mindset changing. I mean, Hidden Cup 1, he wasn't even in the conversation for the top 12. Hidden Cup 2, he lost in round 1 to Vivi. And then Hidden Cup 3, he got to the finals. And a lot of that is the skills were there. You just got to get your mindset right.
I remember Hidden Cup 2, we were messaging each other before the tournament, thinking that we could potentially add Hera in as a dark horse that didn't qualify or anything. Remember that conversation?
Yep. Yeah. We literally we were like, Hera's really fast. What if, and we never ended up doing this obviously, but we're like, what if he's just a dark horse player? So we say these 15 players are in, but there's one other random player from the community. And we thought maybe people would guess someone like Viper or Leary because of the speed. So that's really his change. And that's an example of something that Slam, I still think, could do to this day. It's not like he's lost a step. He just has to, I think, get past a couple hurdles to here or there. And then it suddenly becomes more normal for him to qualify for these tournaments and maybe go deep in them. So anyways, we talked a lot there, but we're going to see Feudal Age come in. And it looks like this is going to be Man-at-Arms into Archers for both players.
This is the Great Wall of Mexico right here, or Maya, or whatever we want to call it. This is a crazy wall from Slam. You asked how he was going to lock down this gold. You got your answer. And he's looping all the way north with these militia. So maybe he's looking for them from Vinchester. Yeah, he's looking for the force from Vinchester right now.
Pretty passive, to be honest. I mean, Vinch is probably just going to wall up with a, or not wall up, but at a range after this. But I'll tell you what, the fact that Vinch's Eagle's now dead means that Vinch can never take a fight. And Slam will probably have the walls down. So Mayans, if they can get those walls down, and they are cheaper, and also you have a few deer inside your base, this will end up being pretty good. It gives Slam an opportunity to counterattack now, and Vinchester is just going to have to attack walls.
Yeah, good timing there from Slam. Imagine going out for that wall and actually getting it down before the militia or the men-at-arms come in.
Yeah.
Which is historically a really fast rush. So good job from Slam to lock that down, and also good job to loop around to the other side. He also might have been expecting villagers up there, Tristan, rather than just men-at-arms.
You know, that's a good point. Maybe he's still game one. Don't want to get surprised by anything. But no, I think what really hurt Vinch in this spot, and it's just so crazy how small things matter. He could never scout out and really see what Slam was doing because his Eagle was weak. It would get sniped. So he had to stay passive. And here comes Slam, and Slam could find some reward here. The villagers on deer run away, but Vinchester failing with some quick walls, and Slam could get right through here.
Yeah, and he can block the wall with the Eagle. He notices a villager that's kind of exposed here. He's going to block her and take her down with the men-at-arms. So good value there from Slam. And Vinchester hasn't gotten any value out of his men-at-arms yet.
And you're playing into Archers, Mayan. Your eco just feels a lot smoother. So at the start of this series, Inca's not paying off, but more than anything, Slam just making the better decisions and getting into the better spots. Vinchester, he's still fine, and of course he's going to quick wall here, and well played, but he's got to be careful here. Slam's getting his man-at-arms in an interesting position.
Yeah, and I think if you're Slam, try to get value with them, but try to avoid just losing them right away. I think you could waste a lot of Vinchester's time by just running around his base with these men-at-arms. And that gives you time to mass up your own archers, or it keeps Vinchester's military at home, and potentially you could sneak your archers around to the other side of Vinchester's base and try and do some damage.
That's a great call. Hey, it's exactly what Slam's going for here. I would say try and save that Eagle too, but that doesn't happen. Just run around, and I think I see two archers. Yeah, Slam's just gonna, he's taking his deer at home too, Dave. He's just gonna macro his way up behind this. I don't even think he'll do much with the two archers, but he'll be happy with this. You even start with an extra bill with Mayan. So kill one, start with an extra one, no problem.
I think you could almost justify, if you're in Slam's position here, putting those archers in the corner, waiting till Castle Age when you get the upgrades, and then bringing them back. Because you've already scouted everything in Vinchester's base. What are you going to hit realistically?
What if you're in his brain and he does this, I'm going to lose it. Is he just going to sit here?
Did you not get the memo? Canadians are a hive mind society. Yeah. We all think alike. Yeah. Yeah.
That's dangerous. You know, I was going to want to go back to Canada, but if everyone's like you.
This is a maple syrup flavored strategy right here. He's going to keep them to the side. He's going to hide them.
Really? I think I should cancel some travel plans. I mean, that's not bad, Dave. That's not bad. But I feel like sometimes you get excited. You know, you're like, oh, he's sending his military forward right now. I can go get kills. And if he gets greedy, maybe he'll show his hand. It doesn't feel like 3 archers is ever enough here. And he's moving around back there. Meanwhile, Vinchester probably feels behind right now. And it would be very much like Vinchester to go for some crazy market shenanigans. And hold on a second. Slam's on stone, Dave. What is this?
I think he wants to... Oh, man. Yeah, what is this? He's going into plumes. Wait a sec. I thought he was just on stone with a couple because he wanted to put a tower on that gold.
Yeah.
But I guess he's thinking about plumed archers. This could help, though. If he wants to go for a tower defense here, he's going to need to do something.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have the military to defend against this.
I hate this. All right, I don't know if this is a maple syrup strategy. Don't tell me there's a... Oh, my goodness. Well, he might defend from this, but I still don't like it because if you think about what happens there, you invest 100 wood into the mining camp, and then you have 3 villagers collecting stone in feudal age. And that means that even though you've killed some villagers, Vinchester's probably going to have a better castle age time. And now you don't have defense because you didn't invest into archer numbers. Everything would have been fine for Slam if he just invested into archer numbers. I'm really confused by this. And maybe this is what we said. Like, the decision-making might not always be there. It's very, very rare in our meta right now to see someone transfer to stone in that spot when you're already ahead.
Yeah, and if you're transferring to stone, you have to keep in mind, like, this is a disaster for Slam. He's going back to the stone. He's losing so many villagers here. He just lost his entire army in defense.
Is the game over?
It's over.
Dude, this is... Not gonna lie to you guys. This is a bad one, man. Like, this is... The army getting in is half the problem here. Every other player in this qualifier, Slam being one of the best ones out there, of course, would just go 2 ranges behind this and up the castle age faster. Look at Vinchester's resources.
Or if you're going on stone, Tristan, you just have to be, as soon as you see the army knocking at your door, drop a tower.
Yep.
You're already on stone. You're going to keep villagers on there. Sure, you'll delay your castle, but you'll be safe. It's just the indecisiveness from Slam there. He had no military in defense, no towers in defense. What did he think was going to happen?
And truthfully, apart from the villagers going down, Vinchester's build was kind of perfect, right? He defended from those archers, by the way. I don't think he took any more losses there. He's now on the way to Castle Age. He's now going for a second range. And your Slam... We've said this many times throughout the Deciders, or people when we talk about their mentality, and they have responded. Like Nikov in the previous set. But mentally, you've got to know, like, what did I just do there? That is a huge misplay.
Yeah, that's rough. And I think the Eco KD tells it all here in this game. 14-1 for Vinchester. Out of nothing, too. Like, Slam was fully walled. Fully walled.
Even if, again, if that palisade goes down and there's that hole between the houses, you should have ranged units. You should be looking towards Castle Age. He's got the stone to go plumes. I suppose the plumed archers are going to happen. But I see Vinchester now, even adding up barracks, maybe thinking about a few eagles. He actually does not have many archers, Dave. In fact, he has 0 military right now. So maybe Vinch's military momentum won't be all that strong, and Slam could maybe mount a comeback.
Yeah, Vinch's base setup is a lot better for defending, though. Slam's only opportunity for hits if he wants to bring his military forward is that right side again.
Yep.
But Vinch could easily shift to one of the forward wood lines. And now Slam's just kind of hanging back.
Well,
which I'm not sure you want to be doing in this situation, but I guess he only has skirmishers there.
Yeah, it honestly looks really bad. But Slam is now doing exactly what he should do in this spot. And I'm surprised Vinchester wasn't continuing to make archers. I think that his eco is set up for crossbows, but when you kill 14 villagers going into eagles, I'll take it. But yeah, Slam kind of has to stonewall himself here. And this kind of reminds me of those... remember when we used to do classic recs of games from 2010?
Yep.
This is exactly what this reminds me of. Mayans on stone, full wall. There were plenty of games back then where people would not... They just skip the crossbowman, and that's what Slam's trying to do here.
And Vinchester, with an excellent decision, I think. Going into eagles already, forward siege workshop to push the walls. He's not going to let Slam get any momentum. And he's adding just 1 TC behind this.
Okay. I mean, the economy is going to be better for Vinchester, no question. There is always a little worry in the back of your mind against plumed archers, because mass plumed archers are sick. You get elite plumes against eagles, even Inca eagles. 50, 60 of them, it can dominate. But the problem for Slam is he doesn't have an answer to eagles and mangonels.
Yep.
And this house is going to go down. So I think if Vinch pulls eagles over here, he's just going to waltz in. And Slam will have to micro whatever little plumed archer numbers he has against that. It's, he should be trying here, Dave, but he is in a really bad spot.
Yeah, and he has to know he's in a bad spot, too.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to see all these eagles coming in through the side. He can't deal with the mangonels, let alone the eagles. And now there's a combination of them coming in. He's going to have to garrison at least one of these TCs, hopefully wall up his stone and his wood lines, and just hope to hold.
I love the presence of mind from Vinch to know he'll have nothing. He just runs in. He doesn't even need to protect the mangonels. And Slam, it's insult to injury at this point. And he just calls the GG. Wow, man. That was... That is a scary sight if you're a Slam fan. Because that was pretty bad game one. But if we're looking for positives, if there's a silver lining, it's that game two and beyond can never be worse than that. Right? Like...
Never?
I don't... 17 villagers lost, 26-minute... No, strategically and Vill losses, I don't think there's going to be a single game we'll see for the rest of the day that's quite that bad. That was an oof.
I think the walls gave him a false sense of comfort.
Yep.
He was thinking, I've got palisades and I've got houses on that right side. I think Vinchester busted through one palisade and there wasn't a house behind it.
Yeah.
It was like a one-tile gap, and he just got in, and the timing was all off for Slam. His plan was never to drop defensive towers or to have military in defense. His plan was to stall out till he got to Castle Age and get that castle up. And Vinchester pressing the issue just forced him into a situation where he didn't foresee.
Yeah.
And he didn't react quick enough. He didn't react at all, actually, to it.
Yeah, I wasn't even expecting Vills to go down. I was just expecting to be critical of Slam because I think he would have had a later castle time. But he probably would have got to the castle without the hole. He probably would have, given himself an opportunity without the hole. But when you switch in the stone like that and you switch out of military and then that happens, it just looks twice as bad. So, yeah, a bummer there, a tilter, I'm sure. Just don't house wall on hills, I guess, is the lesson there. But we all know that this game can be tough with holes and walls sometimes, and now Slam's got to put that out of his mind and move on to game number 2. But again, reminder, that was first pick for Slam. He lost with the Civ now, and look at the order. Vinchester picked Incas pretty late, so his favorite civilizations are still high up there on the draft. But yeah, for the sake of Slam and viewers, I think we'll just move on. And Dave, I see what Slam's going for. I'm a little surprised. He's gone for islands for his home map.
Yes, he has gone for islands, and he's picked the Portuguese, and Vinchester is going to be playing as the Italians. So a pretty standard matchup from what I've seen so far in these qualifiers. Italians against Portuguese. I think that caravels are one of the most overrated units in the game we have currently.
Thank you, Dave.
In my opinion. But I do think that saving gold is very nice. And the Vitorias are very nice for the Portuguese. Like you've said before, it's all about getting into the super late game with them. That's where they gain advantages over the Italians.
I think... Okay, so the previous game, Slam kind of struggled with his transition. So I'd say here, hopefully if he is thinking Portuguese or OP because of caravels and the Feitoria building, that he transitions nicely into it. When I was able to cast with Hera yesterday, we saw clear examples of how, yes, Portuguese have the options, and yes, they can build that building in Imp that gives them a trickle of res. It's important, but you can't just YOLO them. You need to still have control. And I think Italians are, personally, better than Portuguese because they can take so many advantages early. The cheaper dock techs, the cheaper university techs, I think applies to them now, right? And yeah, all that with cheaper Imperial Age and fast fires and then galleons and cannon galleons. It just feels like Italians are slightly stronger. Vinchester picked Italians first in his draft. So he also could have picked Portuguese there if he felt as though Italians was the weaker civ of the two. So I'm curious now. Slam's gone to islands. He lost game 1 horribly. I guess he won't have holes in his walls. That helps.
I also like how he's got a chunky island, which I think is pretty good for Portuguese. You want to have that land area, right? You
True.
get the Vittorias down, you get all your stuff. So even if the Italians player takes the water, you're going to have opportunities to come back because you got plenty of safe eco and plenty of safe real estate.
Yeah, Vinchester had a really sick Islands game with Portuguese against Vikings, actually, in round 2 against Project Belgium. He's really good on Islands. He's going to use his scout, actually, to bring in the boar. And that saves him a little bit of villager time so we can be up faster.
That makes me so nervous, dude.
Yeah?
Like, he had 5 villagers garrison in there. Usually you have 4 vills, and then you can shoot it 3 times, right?
5 is... Shoot.
Is 5? I haven't done it in so long. I haven't played Nomad in so long.
I think 4 is 3, 5... Okay, so what a lot of players do, normally it's 6 and you do it twice.
Yeah.
But some players, they don't like that because in that instance, if you accidentally garrison 1, you shoot it with the TC. So what I do, because I've been practicing it and using it in most of my games now, is I actually do 5, shoot it twice, and then my villagers will fire 1 volley, and then on the second volley, it's killed. But yeah, anyways, it does make me nervous, but we didn't get to talk about that yet. In the main event, so many players are weakening boars with TCs now. It's not just going to be Mr. Yo anymore.
All right, so Slam with the front dock, and Vinchester has gone for the back dock. So we might see some sort of, fast castle into fire ships play from Vinchester, or maybe a landing. I mean, we've seen that before.
Yep, there you go. So it's 6 there, 2 hits with the TC, and then finishing off with the Vills. Yeah, landing, I mean... I've seen it work, Dave, and while I understand a lot of players are not going to do it, I really do think it could be meta. We're not seeing a real build associated with it. People are just going YOLO, but Jordan probably showed me the best build with it, where he went transport, and then actually was able to go into 2 docks with fire ships too. So you can threaten them on land and threaten them on water, but front dock for Slam, and back dock for Vinch makes me think that this is going to be... Well, I was going to say fast castle because it's a back dock, but now I see he's queued up Bloom, and I'm not so sure. He wouldn't land with a weak scout either, that's true. I don't know, Dave. Back dock into galleys, probably. What do you think about the difference between galleys and fires? Because we've seen some differences of approach.
I think galleys are the superior unit. I think the trick with galleys, especially if you're going like forward docks, it's more standard when you're going back docks, but when you're going forward is to keep one dock that is at the front producing demos on and off, just to keep the fire player honest, you know?
Look at Slam adding palisade walls. Little sign maybe he's expecting some type of shenanigans, maybe a bit of paranoia, just in case, you know? Yeah, I'm with you. Personally, I think in the main event we'll see a lot of galley opening. We'll see on water. It's pretty much just been a few civilizations. We've seen Portuguese, Italians, and Vikings a lot. The thing about Vikings is they're probably better on other maps than Italians and Portuguese are. So with a draft situation, process of elimination leads us here. But
I just wonder. I wonder if Slam goes into galleys here. I could see him doing that.
Yeah, he doesn't know how far away the enemy docks are, but if he knew, he probably would want to open with galleys. But Dave, the thing that worries me about Slam is I think he always sticks to what he thinks the meta is, and he tries to out-execute. And I don't even know if players agree on the meta right now when it comes to islands. So my guess with Slam is he opens fires. And yeah, opening fires in the front, whereas you have Vinchester on the back opening galleys. And by the time Slam ever gets there, galleys are going to be masked up.
Oh, Vinch is in his head. Slam's getting town watch.
Oh my god.
Vinch is in the head, man. He's already walled. He's keeping his scout over there. He's getting town watch. Dude, he's in there.
And Slam he's got great talent. He just doesn't have the confidence, man. Like, he genuinely, look at the walling. And also it's a little weird in terms of prep because Vinchester's been a god on islands in the qualifiers. But it's not like Vinchester always goes YOLO, but yeah, at least
I think when you see the score now that it's so close, you have to know that he's not going for a landing.
Yeah. Not the end of the world, you know, to have some walls up in case it happens. Watch it happen now, you know? That'd be funny. But just something to bring up here for viewers. I'm sorry about the colors. Vinch always likes to pick this color. And I know for people who have color blindness, it's really awkward for you. So I unfortunately cannot, with my casting program, change the color. That's something for the main event we're going to hopefully tweak. And we have some other crazy things for casting programs. But yeah, for now, unfortunately, we're stuck with this. And just wanted to put that out there as Vinchester's coming across. It would be funny if Vinchester sees the walls, you know?
Oh, Vinch almost losing his scout to the fire ship from Slam.
In the where? Oh yeah, over here. Okay.
It could be important if the scout went down there. So
yeah, just to make sure we're synced up. By the way, I'm around like 1240 right now.
Yeah,
I got a little pause here. Cool. It might work out for Slam if he gets a fire on the fishing ships, but the choke point's always rough for fire ships, right?
Yeah, I mean, Slam's already started switching into galleys. So the first opening was fires, but he's already got galleys. And by the time Vinchester gets here, I mean, it's so far away for the ships to sail. Slam's going to have the military advantage. And Slam galley micro, pretty good, I'm not going to lie. He did it for years. He's a very fast player, and he's pretty good on water as long as he gets fletching.
Dave, look at the resource difference right now. Vinchester's builds on islands are disgusting. How does he have 550 food with 4 fishing ships when Slam with 3 fishing ships has 100? It's just the execution with the macro is going to lead to such a fast castle time that Slam should really be taking some good fights here. Of course, he doesn't know the resources, but my goodness.
Well, I think Vinchester, well, he didn't get Town Watch. And he didn't spend all that time early walling.
Yeah.
Like, he walled later on, so that's more villager work time. He had, I mean, more villagers on the shorefish near his docks bringing in food. So it's just, like you said, an excellent build order. And Slam's already adding farms. This is... not sure about that.
I mean, you've got to do it at some point. But, guys, if you rewatch the Vinchester Project Belgium set, you'll see a similar thing. Fast feudal into an FC time that almost looks like it looks like a normal fast castle build, except it's fast castle with military, which isn't a thing. This is without selling stone, Dave. I genuinely think out of all the Islands games I've seen so far in the qualifiers that Vinchester has been the best Islands player. This is unreal.
Yeah, that's a crazy build. The fact Slam is so far behind for resources and castle time. That's insane.
I think if you look at the bear, I honestly would need to break it down because it shouldn't be this much of a difference. Of course, having Italians and having it be cheaper is helpful, but this is what should come back to people's minds. Vinchester had a build for a fast uptime, and Portuguese, while they have the Caravels, which you think are weak in some situations, Dave, and they have the Vitorias, we've seen Portuguese just get overrun so early on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think they're, for the record, I don't think they're weak. I think they're just
overrated.
The Viking Slayer. They're the Viking Slayer, and that's it. If there's any other civ, then
I agree.
You're usually going into galleons anyway with Portuguese. You're not going into caravels late game. Because they just make fires and then you're dead.
Slam's gonna see that and be like, whoa, what? But he is also gonna get some kills here. And Vinchester is probably gonna send his other group to the front of Slam's docks. And Slam has already garrisoned his ships. I really like that from Slam. And so he's actually even with the KD, but I think he might want to consider running away here. Vinchester could always trap him. Slam, you don't want to be close to here if fires come out. And yeah, he's going to back away. But then again, Dave, do you see what Vinch is doing? Big trap coming.
Yeah, Vinch is looping around the other side. And I'd love to see a demo come out in that front dock from Vinchester too.
I like Slam's fire near the fishing ships maybe, but little trap. Bodkin's in already. It wouldn't be the worst fight for Slam to take if he's able to get some hits in.
Yeah, and if you're in open water too, sometimes galleys are favorable to war galleys just because war galleys are so hard to maneuver, so hard to micro. Like they bump up against each other. The galleys can dodge shots. They can get in close.
Slam will take that, all things considered. He should be able to make it back to his docks. And I've gone from thinking, Slam, to, all right, not too bad. Now, you look at how Vinch is playing economically. He's already adding a second town center. I think the play is never go 3 TCs with Italians and just go 2. Go for a mini boom into a fast Imperial because it's so cheap. So we'll see. But for Slam, he's going to have to continue to take fights with a tech disadvantage. It's fun
A
to
lot of
watch.
the times with Italians too, even if you're making war galleys, when you click up to imp and you know you're going to be way faster than your opponent, it's almost worth switching into fast fires right away just to clear them off, because it's so hard to deal with fast fires with Castle Age Navy.
Yep, that's the killer right there. Fast fires takes the water control, and the follow-up with galleons, and the fact it's all cheap for Italians is brutal. But if you're Slam, you should not understand that, and you just got to win back water here. Numbers pretty similar, but he doesn't have... Oh, no, he has Bodkin. Never mind. He'll be fine here.
You see the struggle with war galleys? It's just, they're so clunky. They're
know.
like the war wagons of the sea.
That's a good way of putting it. And now, for Vinchester, his docks are so far away. He's not really going to be able to reinforce here. So, honestly, maybe he just camps in the choke point. I don't know, man.
Every single unit that starts with war is just clunky. War elephant, war galley.
Wait a second.
War wagon.
How many are there, really?
I think there's 3.
3. War wolf? No, that's a loophole. Yeah, that's a tech. That doesn't count. No.
We need a fast-moving war something.
Devs, get with it. Come on. What were you thinking with that new expansion? That is such a Dave comment. I don't know anyone else on the internet or, IRL. Of course, you know what I mean by that. That would
think
say
about
that
it
right there.
Think about it.
Listen, it's one of those things. I'm not sure if I really should think about it. I've only got so much brain capacity. But that is awesome. And for now, I'm looking at this, and again, I like Vinchester's position economically, Dave. He's got wheelbarrow on the way. Land eco seems solid, and I think he'll just camp the choke and try and go for fast imp.
Yeah, Vinch actually got wheelbarrow there.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
It's interesting. I really want to break down these builds a little bit. Like, at some point, right now it's a lot of work, but I think the day or two before the event, or hopefully I've done everything. When, to be honest, I know I'll always have to be recording stuff, but I'd like to spend 3 hours and just go through people's builds before seeing the main event games, because there's got to be some little things here or there. Like, this in particular would be a big tell for Vinch. His build order.
I'm surprised that Slam has stayed on 3 docks here. So he's going full water control, but he's only 3 docks, and he's adding a third TC now. Meanwhile, Vinch is on 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, docks. Okay. I thought you were saying he was 4 TCs.
Not TC. No.
Yeah, that would be a big change from 2 to 4. But you notice that food count climbing with wheelbarrow, with the fishing ships. Honestly, could have added a few more fishing ships in the back here, Vinchester. But players are kind of avoiding each other right now. It's almost like a low elo legend game where everyone's got their own little base and they're not really encountering each other at all.
Does everything have to come back to low elo legends with you?
Are you really in a position to criticize that statement after everything that starts with war is clunky? that is like...
No. Wait a second. If I had said everything that starts with war is clunky, also check out my series on units that start with the word war on my YouTube.
I wasn't trying to plug my series, bro.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, Slam, this is a rough position to be in, dude. He was making the long journey to hit the docks, and he was about, I don't know, a screen away, and now he's losing his duck on the front. So frustrating, and so much worse for him now, especially as Vinchester seems to be closing in on the Imperial Age. There's a lot of open sea here in the south. Sometimes because of the neutral islands, there's not a large open area on water.
Yeah.
But it's all gone down over here. It looks pretty nice, to be honest.
And it's weird how that one island can really only be ranged by Slam's base. Like, usually the middle islands can be trebbed from both sides. But that one's got tons of real estate. It actually kind of favors Slam.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I have noticed some consistency, and we can only do so much with the scripting, but it always seems like that the island in the middle with the relic, stone, and gold, it's kind of awkward to place a castle there. It's 50-50. But the 3 archer range island, you can fit stuff there. There's plenty of space. So, but Slam, his numbers are good. It's not like he's playing this poorly. It's just he is behind with his macro. And when you have the Italians with this type of a build, you've got to expect them to click up soon. And so I think maybe 10%, 20% caravels could be smart for Slam right now. And he needs to take some better fights before this all goes down in imp.
I think Vinchester could have justified committing there onto Slam's docks. He saw the position. He knew Slam either had one of two paths. He comes back towards the south, or he goes and loops around to the north. And if he loops around to the north, Vinchester can like garrison demos and fire ships and kind of push him back. Slam doesn't want to push in there. And if he goes to the south, Vinchester can cut him off.
Is he going to put these demos down here and hope that Slam comes into this choke point? You see those demos? That's interesting. I mean, Slam's not going to bite, but that's a sneaky move, man.
That's a good move.
Yeah.
I think players should do that kind of stuff more often.
Right. Well, I mean, again, everyone seems to be talking about Portuguese on water. You mentioned it. They might just be a counter to Vikings, and even then, Civs can take bonuses over them, and Vinchester's builds on water have been so clean. And he's going to have his upgrade soon, Dave. And now what's fascinating about this is he's not making a ton of fires, so he might just open up with Galleon, which I guess in some ways could be a little risky against Portuguese, but it's not like Slam's even making caravels, so whatever.
I'm just wondering what Slam's hoping to accomplish here going up to the north. Because, like, you're Portuguese, you're playing for the late game.
Yeah.
It's clear. He's not going a lot of docks. He's not going heavy production. Like, he's playing for the late game. Why bring your boys up here and put them in a choke point?
This is just an invitation for Vinchester to trap you and chase you down with fast fires and then take your docks, right?
Yep.
This home map pick, Dave. This is what he went for after losing game one.
And there's the fire build up too from Vinchester. He's getting ready to hit Imperial Age. He's gonna have fast fires, and oh boy, these war galleys are gonna struggle.
Dude, it does not even seem close right now, to be honest. There's always a chance with Portuguese, but Slam. And I think great player.
Navy's coming around behind. Vinchester's in it for the big plays, Tristan.
Slam's looking for this, but I think when he finds out, oh no, never go in there, Slam. This is a bait. What are you
Dude,
doing? Oh God. Oh God, Slam, no.
Okay, mothers and fathers, make sure your children aren't watching.
35 war galleys. Oh my goodness, dude. And he probably just saw Vinch hit Imp, so he's thinking, I have to force a fight or I'm dead.
Oh, this is a disaster. Everything's dead. To the Kraken it goes. The bottom of the ocean.
Oh my word. Have you ever seen a trap quite like this? Slam, you can't go anywhere, my friends. You are done, and what a way to lose your force right before Imp, Dave. My goodness.
Yeah, that's not good.
Is there a phrase for this in Canada?
Dead?
That's, you know what? I kind of like that one. I'll maybe use that more frequently. Fast fires and galleons in already for Vinchester. And Slam, he should try here, right? He should try. You've got 54 military versus 10 right now. And look at Vinch! Immediate cannon galleon. And I get so hot and bothered about this because there's been so many people who don't tech into that, Dave. And it's honestly probably a move that people should be doing more frequently when Portuguese aren't involved. But
I think you only go cannon galleon when you have firm water control.
True. Yep.
When it's even, then it's going to be a problem, or you have the terrain advantage. And I think mistake players make all the time with cannon galleon is going after the castles first. Go after the docks first. Stop the production, increase your water control, and then go after the castles.
I also would like to see Vinchester. He has a transport somewhere. Take the relic in the middle. The Slam is really trying to save what he has left right now. And Elite Cannon Galleon now on the way for Vinchester. Remember, these dock techs are cheaper with Italians. 33% discount on that, with the discount on Imperial Age. And Vinchester's build orders, clearly practice, he understands it. Slam is kind of out here in no man's land, and I honestly feel bad for the person right now. You know, like, Slam has got to feel flustered right now, and it's not going to be easy to recover from this throughout a best of 7 mentally.
I think he just thought, he saw the uptime from Vinchester so much faster to Castle Age. He probably knew he was on the way to Imperial Age, and he thought, like, I need to make something happen. But a choke point at the back is not where you're going to make something happen. He's trying to run away with his remaining navy.
Yeah. I mean, the truth is, he was probably going to be screwed regardless, but he'd have more remaining. Vinchester was really far ahead, so you're correct in that the logic was just simply that he knew he was behind. And look at this. Already we have Elite Cannon Galleon. Now, we won't see Caravels in this game, apparently, but these things are pretty freaking cool. I love the graphics on the Cannon Galleons. Look at that. I guess you could use that against the castle, Dave, when you already have Galleons on all the docks. Slam seems... he seems pretty dead right now.
Yeah. The Chonky Island, like I said, helping him out a little bit, but he's going to tap out, and it never looked close in this game, Tristan.
Nope.
Vinchester's build was insane. The food count, you mentioned it when he was in Feudal Age. He's sitting at 600 food and Slam's at like 100. And his castle time was unbelievable.
I don't know. I mean, that's 2 games now with Vinchester. I'd have to look back at how Viper and Dogao and all those big names on Islands played in Hidden Cup 3. But I don't know if I have seen execution like that from a build side on Islands in our current water meta, because it was always different way back in the day. But he goes fast feudal, so same feudal time, and then hits Castle Age at 17:12, and Slam is there at 20 minutes. 20 minutes isn't bad at all. And then, I mean, just look at the lead he was able to get here. Of course, you could clearly see where Slam lost everything. But I can kind of understand the being overwhelmed if you're Slam when you see those uptimes. You're like, oh my goodness, this guy's so much better on Islands than me. I've got to kill something, and then, well, we know what happened after that. So for Slam, it's been 2 games with some shakiness. Game 1 was probably especially bad because it was a Civ he's known to play with, and big hole in his wall. But here, I mean, that
was his home map, Tristan. Yeah. Like I think maybe that home map pick was him thinking, all right, I'm a solid water player, and maybe not being up to date on what Vinchester's capabilities are nowadays.
True. That's a good point. I think, so the one thing to remember when it comes to home maps is with this Decider, there was only 7 maps in the qualifier. Mm-hmm. So in the best of 5s, you could pick a map, ban a map, pick a map. Here, you're pretty much just picking maps, and if it goes to 7 games, you're seeing all of them. But what's weird to me is he picked it first, and then after losing game 1, went to it. Like, you would think that going to Islands as your home map after a game 1 loss would lead to a better strategy. But anyways, game 3, and oh my goodness, Ragas, thank you very much. Easy. Chat's immediately like dodged.
The dumbest thing about that, Tristan, is that your dodged emote is like locked behind what, tier 3, tier 2?
No. The dodged emote is for everyone. It's not locked. It's normal.
It's locked for me.
Type it right now. You probably
the gold one. The gold one. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The gold.
Why would you be mean? That would be mean to lock the dodged emote behind a tier 3.
I'd do it.
Okay, well, you can't steal that idea. Steal something else. Anyways, game 3. Let's go. Ragas, I can't even deal with the amount of support that's been coming in. So I'm just going to say thank you. And chat is also going to do the same. Dave, I've seen the map. Game pause for me. Cool. We're at 10 seconds and let's go. Game number 3. And I guess even before we talk about strategy, what's got to change for Slam overall, Dave?
Have a game plan and stick to it. And don't let your opponent get under your skin or in your head. Just apply some pressure, get some confidence, and I don't know. I feel like I'm saying the most vague things right now, but that's what he needs to do, He just needs to have his game plan in his mind at all times and just stick to it.
Yep. Well, one of the best things about Slam is he is incredible with build orders and he's incredible with archers. So you've got Britons here on Gold Rush, a map with lots of gold to control in the middle. Definitely feel like as far as civs go, just like I thought game 1 Mayans, this suits him. There should be no massive surprises here. It is a little awkward for Vinchester being Berbers, and I can't say I've seen a lot of Britons versus Berbers, but if Slam wants to start this comeback, then I think this would be the game. Of course, if he loses here, I'd say his chances are almost 0, but I'm expecting a drush, Dave, maybe even luring up some wolves in the middle, and then archers for Slam to win this.
Yep, and it looks like his base is a little bit open, which is unfortunate for him, especially his gold placements.
True.
The one out front, it feels like you can lock down a lot easier than the one to the right.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for him, and his berries are open once again. So if he wants to go for walls here, he's going to have to do it early.
Yeah, and if Vinchester wants to wall up, it seems because of the wood lines anyways, it's a bit easier for him.
Yeah,
but if you think about it, Man-at-Arm 1 range, if you start applying pressure on those walls, right behind there's a lot of resources. So really, you got to scout, and it does depend. But more often than not, we have been seeing a lot of walls in this map, and that would give Slam a little bit of a headache trying to figure out what to do with this map gen. But players are pretty far apart, which I think is the biggest reason. Someone asked me about that the other day, like, why does no one go FC on Arabia, but people are going Fast Castle on Gold Rush? Because it's easier to wall, because you can always wall to the edge of the map. And the reason you can always wall to the edge of the map is because you're close to it. And obviously, if you're close to it, you're then far away from the enemy, because they are too. So it's just good awareness, I guess, from players, and that's kind of what the meta has turned into. Slam pushing his food, Dave, and he has not moved out yet, but again, it's common to stay at home for a bit.
Yeah, Slam pushing Zebra. I've never seen this before. Oh, it's trolling him, dude. That's not what he needs.
Look at it. It seems so happy about it too. You can tell the scout's pissed.
Yeah, that is a walk with attitude right there. That is like a runway walk from that Zebra back there.
Apparently zebras are really mean. I've never really encountered one.
Apparently they're vicious.
Yeah? Are there any zebras in chat?
I don't want to pretend to be an expert because I live in Canada, but like
That's true. You just see a zebra walking around in January in Canada.
Let me provide my completely ignorant opinion on zebras.
That's the beauty of the internet, man. You just gotta sound like you know what you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's what I've heard from other people who have absolutely no expertise from zebras, is that they're kind of a jerk. But in this case, this one goes down. Slam is going to add the barracks. I think that he could pull off a solid uptime with aggression if he wanted to.
Running into the TC from Slam.
Ooh. That actually reminded me of game 1, right? He just kind of stopped right next to it. That hurts, and Slam will be very happy about that because now he's like, take me to your people. Vinch either runs to the corner and the scout dies, or he runs home and he shows Slam exactly where he's at. Yeah, and I'm not sure what the decision is for Vinch, but as far as his build goes, he's getting Loom right now, so this looks like a feudal age build for him, Dave, and it might be scouts.
Might be scouts with Britons, eh?
Well, sorry, I meant to say Vinchester.
Yeah, I thought you said Slam, and
I don't even know, to be honest. Yeah, scouts. I mean, there was a time where scouts with Britons was a thing, but either way,
we're getting mixed feedback on the zebra personalities.
That's the problem.
It's never black and white, you know.
I don't even care about scouts at this point. I just want to know about zebras. Oh my god, I just got the joke. Oh my god, I just got the joke. Sorry, I was a little late. Well, anyways, Slam, where's he going with this villager here? Okay, he's just gonna wall up. Honestly, feels like Slam was debating going for a Drush, Dave, and he just thought better of it. And if he can get the walls down, as we've stated before, I don't hate it. His woodline will be safe. His gold will be safe. Vinchester going scouts feels a little weird. And it hurts Vinch that he has a weakened scout because he cannot see what Slam is up to. Yeah, so a little blind now for Vinchester, and probably a moment for Slam to capitalize here. Britain's the Civ to go Fast Castle Archers with, I'd say.
Yep. And like I said, wall in early, getting the walls down, and he's going to have quite a bit of map control. Same for Vinchester, though. Pretty safe areas. I don't like how his berries are so exposed there. But what are you going to do in that situation, right? Maybe wall to the wood line and then the other wood line to the corner.
It's awfully hard for Vinchester to hit exposed resources when he hasn't scouted them. Like he doesn't, just trying to check here. Honestly doesn't see any important resource back there. So that sucks for him, and that all stems back to that scout, and Slam is, as he would say, loving it. And we'll click up. Oh, wait a second. Capture Age is bugged for me, guys. It actually is on the way to Feudal Age at 50%. I didn't see that. What do you do in Vinchester's
You didn't
position?
see it, or it's bugged?
Well, both. I didn't see it because it's bugged, I guess.
Oh,
like it
I
says
see.
loom is at 0, and I rely on this program so much, but I think it'll probably sort itself out after feudal. See if I can restart it, maybe. Disconnect from game, connect to game, and now the game is paused. Oh yeah, this is fun. This is great. Oh yeah, woohoo! All right, perfect. This is fine. I'd like to see Vinch add a few scouts, Dave, sorry, and just patrol around the map and try and get his farms going.
Yeah, I mean, scouts on Gold Rush is... it feels nice, right? Just getting the map control and getting the vision. You know what your opponent is up to, and you can deny any potential shenanigans of villagers coming forward or whatnot. It'll set you back your age up time, but I think at the end of the day, it's probably worth it.
Yeah, and plus your food eco, after getting horse collar and maybe even wheel, your food eco is going to be pretty strong. I just remembered something. And let me ask you this. What would MBL have done in Vinchester's position in Hidden Cup 2? Might have no clue, and I could be wrong, but it was just a thought.
Like Trivial Pursuit? Wait a second. Wait. Give me a second. I got to put myself in the mindset of Hidden Cup 2 Dave. Give me...
This is only
we're rolling back a few years.
Question. You know, this is the easy one.
What would MBL have done in Vinchester's position in Hidden Cup? In Vinchester's position?
Look at this. Hold on a second. Look at this. Yes, in Vinchester's position. Look at this micro and dancing. This is so funny. Can I answer the question? Because I really want to talk about it.
Yeah. You didn't even give me a chance, but like, okay.
You just want to be bailed out so you don't have to answer it. But
yeah, definitely can confirm.
Oh my God, Slim Scout is still alive. Hold on. Okay, here we go. What a moment. But yeah, it was really common for MBL to just add scouts against crossbows back in the day. We saw Slavs and Malians a lot back then, and with Slavs, he would just go scouts with armor, and the enemy would run out with 5 or 6 crossbows, and then crossbows would go down, and then he'd go up to Castle Age afterwards. It was extremely common. And that was a tale I recall from Hidden Cup 2, but it's been a while, so.
Yeah, and I don't think Vinchester's going for that. He's about to click up, and Slam is already on the way there. So good build from Slam, good opening. This is what he needs.
Yeah, exactly. And this is going to be 8 on gold, perfect amount on wood, good eco upgrades. This is what you expect from Slam. Vinchester's lost a few of those scouts. That could hurt, but he does kind of know what's coming. I'd like to see Vinch make house walls behind every single palisade gap on the front, though, because crossbows could bust through there before he can get to knights.
Yeah, Vinch is a little bit more pendant than Slime is right now, and especially against crossbows. Like, the wood lines might be an issue if you don't have the knight mass to push the crossbows back. The berries are definitely going to be an issue. I mean, you don't have much left on that, but...
Yep. Dude, we were talking about Slam's paranoia in the previous games. Vinch isn't showing any signs of it. He seems pretty comfortable, but imagine sitting in your base against Britons on Gold
And
Rush.
they're in Castle Age before you? Yeah.
What's going to happen? When are the bad men going to arrive to my base? Even with the forward wood line, I would have transferred those villagers to a straggler tree.
Where is Slam going? He's got 3 villagers coming forward with his... archers, and he's going for a town center on the middle right away.
Okay. So he's actually, the enemy's expecting him to be in a strong offensive position, which is true, but he's taking the eco approach. I find it to be so uncomfortable, actually, to go for the second TC in the middle, because you already have 8 on gold at home. You pretty much have to transfer vills off of gold from there to wood or something, and sometimes it can lead to having a lot of gold, but then again, having the security is really nice too. So I think Slam will manage that. And he does have crossbow, he does have bodkin. He's just not really pushing out right now.
The good thing for Slam is that he's got wood lines that are completely secure at the back. So even if, like...
Yeah, true.
Vinchester, unlikely he would go range, but even if he did, Slam can't be pushed off of that, and he can feel safe in knowing he can transfer vills back there at any point. And so he safely put the TC in the middle, right? He doesn't need it on a wood line.
Yeah, and that is actually the benefit of Slam's map. If you have forward golds and stones, you're naturally going to have back wood lines. In Vinchester's position, he's very close to the edge. He's got a safe gold, but now his wood lines could be ranged. And against Britons, that's brutal. But Gotta be careful with Berbers here, Slam. Berber Knights are very cheap. I'm a little surprised he's just sitting at home. I mean, you've gone down 2 games, unable to take control. A little passive, but he does have the eco lead.
Scout dodging death once again.
I know, seriously. He's looking around, man. That scout is weak.
And that scout could be important, too, because I think Slam needs a monastery. Oh, there's the monastery. Okay.
Good call.
Going for some monks and having a scout on the field could be very valuable for Vinchester.
Slam seems to be looking for that scout, actually. Again, it's like he sees one thing and he's like, where are the rest of them? Where are they? And now he sees the scout. Of course, the scout should probably just pass here. I'd like to see if Vinchester spots the monastery. I love how players get value from even a small scout. And yep, attacking the house. He wants Slam to show him if he's got military here. And as far as Vinchester knows, and the scout goes down, maybe a lot of those crossbows are coming out. But look to the left side, Dave. Siege Workshop and Knights for Vinchester. I like it.
I think this game is going to come down to whether Slam can get the conversions he needs.
Yep, he's got the Vil lead, and he has not lost his massive crossbows. It's very important. Had he moved out, maybe he could have. But at this point, he's at 17. You start to get to 20, 25, 30 with a few monks, and suddenly it doesn't even feel like Siege or Knights can do enough against Britons.
Yeah, if Slam gets some good conversions on the Knights quickly, then he can use them to take out the Mangonels, which would be very helpful. He's walling more on the left side, which I love. I thought there was a hole there for a second. Oh my god, the way they stacked Tristan.
That gave me a mini heart attack, man. That definitely looked like there was a hole. And actually ends up working out for Slam because he's chased this the whole way down, fired the weak one down. These woodlines, though, giving Slam some real opportunities. He gets 2 quick kills, Dave. Still has the monks around. 3 TCs for Slam, 22 military versus 9. Vinchester, I mean, I have more confidence in him right now because of how the series has gone, but don't think he's going to love his current position.
Yeah, if you would have told him, like, you're going to be up against Britons, you're going to be later to the Castle Age, and you're not going to be able to do any eco damage to them whatsoever. Yeah. Maybe he wouldn't like that position going in.
So Vinchester's super positive. He'll be like, do I have knights? Like, yeah, you've got some knights. He's like, oh, it's fine. I could just run around with knights. And that's actually the benefit. Again, it looks like there's a hole there, but that's twice he's trying to avoid the middle and hit the side eco, and that happens a lot on Gold Rush. If Slam snowballs everything in the middle, but doesn't protect himself on the sides, 3 knights get in, and he'll need to send everything home, and then more knights go to the middle, and it just gets really, really frustrating. So I honestly, the more I look at this, the more I think about it, I really like how Slam has played this, because sometimes moving out with low numbers of crossbows gets you caught out, and it's all about that critical mass. So he's done a good job with the TCs and also the numbers here.
Well, when he has the secure woodlines in his base, all the res, all the walls, and he knows he was up so much faster to the Castle Age than his opponent, like, he can afford to do it.
Okay, so there's
Monk is going to get found.
Oh, Monk in the south here. Good call, Dave. Monk goes down. I think it looks like a conversion came in, though. But anyways, there was a sick micro clip from Slam a few weeks ago. And it was with crossbows against a lot of siege. And this is a big moment for Slam. Can he keep his numbers alive? Conversions would be helpful. He doesn't get a conversion there. The conversion from earlier goes in and the knight dies. Now the next monk goes down. And suddenly you're seeing... Uh-oh, maybe a bit more aggression would have been helpful. But I think he can hold this, Dave, with Britons. You outrange the siege.
And he's got a stable, too. He has a stable there, and he's producing knights, which is a great play from him.
He should be fine then, honestly.
He's
a great call.
Yeah, he's going to be 100% fine. Like, he ejects the knight to go get the Mangonel now. He can kind of ignore the Scorpions for the time being.
Yep.
Yeah, he's fine. Slam's good. And he sent villagers to stone about 2 or 3 minutes ago. So he's sitting on 450 roughly. And he'll be able to drop a castle. Once he clears this up, able to drop a castle in the middle.
Yeah, another knight comes out, finishes off the Scorpion. The knights dive in. That's too many crossbows to go in against with knights. And if Slam is able to push this back, and if he can drop a castle in the middle, he's then in a spot where, when he's not spending a lot of food even, he could even justify clicking up to Imperial Age sooner than Vinchester. So I think Vinch, he is going for the right approach, though. Hoping to catch Slam out. Lots of siege and knights. They're very cheap. Slam needs this, though. He really had a rough start to this series. this is what he is good at. Let's see if he can close it out now.
People asking about ballistics. I think Slam prioritized the extra TCs and the production buildings over it.
Yep.
Because he's just defending right now. And realistically, against knights that are going to be charging into you, like, you don't really need ballistics until you're fighting more out in the open.
Yep. Like, now would be the time to think about it, but I agree with you.
He just made the university, so.
Yeah. I think the order is actually perfect here. There's the castle. I also like this. Not trying to make any like, excessive... not trying to do anything over the top. You know, he could try and go to the middle, but that'd be a risk. You're ahead. You've got the mass. Stay safe. And ballistics on the way. So 3 TCs. Monastery, stable. Even the stable was perfectly timed from Slam. Really well done. I actually, earlier, I said it was a conversion, but I believe since the knight had no upgrades, that it was actually one he had created. So he was out in front of the decisions for Vinchester.
Really great transitions here from Slam. Really, really good stuff. And this is the position you don't want to be in against Slam. He's an archer god.
Yeah.
Basically. He loves playing archers, and his execution is flawless behind it a lot of the time.
Yeah, and now what do you do if you're Vinch? I think, Dave, the only chance for Vinchester now, because Slam's going to do this all day, is ram down the walls of the main eco from Slam and hit that. Yep. Honestly. And that might not even be enough, and that could be dealt with. But if you can get these knights in, Slam has no defense back there, and he will have to leave the middle. Or just a lot of knights. He is queuing up a ton of knights right now. He's even adding more stables. Oh my goodness. Look at that queue. 5 knights queued, 2 more stables, siege workshop. Slam might actually need to think about a pikeman switch, honestly.
I think he definitely needs to do it eventually. I mean, one way or the other, those knights are getting into your eco. Yeah. And you're going to have to deal with them. It just depends on when they're getting into your eco. Like, I see an overchop on the right-hand side. There's some maybe vulnerable spots in the center they could go through. We've seen this so many times, Tristan, where one player has the current, like, clear advantage, and then the other player just goes for raids.
Yep.
And brings himself back into the game, and it could happen here.
Yep. It's how you use the units. Slam has camped and snowballed in the middle, and it's a good map for it. But Vinchester recognizes that if he can keep these units on the run, he's got a chance here, and it's just great. It's great gameplay from both of them, and I think seeing how the series is gone, Vinchester will be pleased here, even if he loses this game, because he knows how dominant Slam will be with his Civ and how good Britons are. It played like this on Gold Rush, but big moment for Slam. He's clicked up to Imp. He does soon have the stone for another castle. Do you go for the hill in the middle, or do you just go for a second defensive castle where the current one is, Dave?
I feel like a castle near that tree where his crossbows are patrolling right now isn't a bad idea.
Okay, well, I don't think the villagers are going to chop the tree. So, or what if they chop the tree and build the castle over it? Okay, they're going to place it there.
There we go. Yeah, that locks down your base. You know with Britons you're going to be playing slow, right?
Oh,
and you have gold access at the moment, so you don't have to worry about that yet. I think it's a good spot.
If Vinch knew about that, he should dive, dude. That would be such a big moment. Oh my word, he does not know about that castle. He might know. He's got to dive, and that's not going up. Or at least not yet, anyways. Slam's going to back into a choke point here. A few Mangonels would do wonders for Vinchester, as Vinchester wants to drop castles in the middle. What a moment, dude. There's knights everywhere, but can Slam keep the crossbows alive and back up to his castle?
Those Scorpions seem like they have insane range right now. They're getting shots where I thought it wasn't possible. Slam's trying to micro the crossbows out of the range of the Scorpions. Vinch coming forward with a castle while he's diving with all of his knights, but I think he's going to lose his military, and I think the castle's getting denied. Against Britain range crossbows,
well,
Slam can, like, sit under the TC and snipe all the vills.
This is true. Vinchester knows that Slam must be up, so he's trying here. I appreciate the gutsiness of it. If the castle goes up, it's a tough spot for Vinchester still, Dave.
Slam, commit against the vills. Okay, I guess he doesn't need to since he's going to Imperial Age, but I feel like he could have beaten the army and killed the vills there if he was a bit more aggressive.
But this is wild because Vinch, if he rams down those ranges or takes out the Palisade Gate, adds like open rain into Slam's eco. Just run into Slam's eco, and look what Slam has to do with his crossbows. He's got to peel it back. But that castle's honestly sick. And even though Arbalest and Bracer, extra range with Britons, chemistry, all these things are coming in, Vinchester's given himself an opportunity in a game where Slam has played it I'd say about as good as he could have played it.
Yeah, I think denying the castle takes precedence there, though.
Maybe.
Because if you go forward to deny the castle, even if you don't end up denying it, you're going to force the knights into an engagement to stall for time. Then suddenly Vinchester has no military. But, I mean, Vinchester has no military now because Slam split his army, brought it back. Vinch couldn't find anything to hit. And now Slam is clearly in the driver's seat here with an army in the middle and an army at home for defense.
And Slam also, I like how he didn't send everything back. He's still going to threaten the enemy. And look at the Arbs. The Arbs can just sit there. There's nothing Vinchester can do about it. And how are you going to take gold against Britons now?
Well, you can kill the Treb for free.
Wait, what? No, Slam, don't do that. Don't do that. These are the moments that can
maybe
give Vinchester...
repair it. Maybe.
Oh, goes down. Yeah, that's...
Vinch is off gold now, though.
That's rough. But yeah, still off gold. And it's not like Vinchester has 60 farms right now. It is 40 farms. Barely has gold. He has 11 military. I think Slam, a little rough around the edges, but he'll take that castle out no problem.
Yep.
And he's has 40 military with Britons, with middle control. It's going to be tough for Vinch now.
Yeah, that was a good defense from him. Splitting up those Arbalists was a really great call. Sending half of them back into his base. The counter raids couldn't really do anything, and now he's dictating the pace of the game. I'm not sure about having all 40 of these out in the open behind enemy lines.
It's a tough one, right? Because at one hand, if you sit back, Berbers have the mobility, and they can use that against you, so you want to force fights. But on the other hand, if Vinchester shows up with a lot of units with armor, this could get surrounded. So I think if he has the ego to make more, he's good.
Your win condition is gold control, though, right?
Is the next Treb going to go down? Not. Oh my. Yeah, Dave. I mean, little dicey here for Slam in a winning position as he's lost another Treb. And Vinchester's just repairing it with one villager there. Oh my goodness. Look at the raids for Vinchester on the right with the 2 knights. The Slam reacts to it finally. Hey.
I just think, like, if you keep your Arbalists at home rather than going forward, usually I'm an advocate for going forward, but not just with Arbalists.
Yeah,
You need Arbalists with something, and if you keep them at home with those Trebs, they never go down. The castle's already there. Your second castle's already up. You're thinking about putting a castle in the middle. You're cutting them off from gold. Like, there's so many positives to that, right?
Yeah. I think Vinch is going to have to be patient, though. Like, he did toss away quite a few Light Cav and Cavalier against Arbs. So I say toss away. It was necessary. Everything Vinchester has done is necessary to give him a chance when Slam's in a position where Slam should probably win this game. So I like the idea of a raid with this first mass, but he has 1 on gold, Dave. He does not have the gold income to make any more Cavalier after this.
Okay, Slam, this is what you need to do. Just keep him off gold.
Yeah.
Keep him off gold. Keep these guys in the center. If he wants to engage with the Cavalier, so be it. You should be able to take that fight, although there are a lot of weak Arbalists in there.
Yeah. Also, there's only like 6 or 7 Cavalier, but that's a great engagement. On the hill, Slam running away. I did see some barracks for him. I'm still with 57 military, and he's got more reinforcements here, Dave. I don't think Vinch has enough. Not seeing the economy for him, and I'd love to see Slam. I guess he has a lot of idols right now, but I'd love to see him get to some stone and just drop a castle, even on Vinchester's side. Give him the same treatment and fully deny that gold.
Yep.
Arbs in the south. That'll get cleared up. Good play from Vinch. He's going to need some raids to distract Slam. But again, you can't deal with this ball. This is just... There's not many civs that could deal with this at all, especially without gold.
And Slam is getting all the Halberdier text now, too. He's just getting pikemen, getting +2. Once you mix in some Halberdier with that, suddenly it becomes a whole lot more difficult than it already is for Vinchester, and it's plenty difficult already.
Vinchester's not one to resign early. He always tries. He's got some ideas, right? He's going to go for the raid here. He's also going to raid the left side. This is exactly what you should do. And then in Slam's position, as that's happening, you just continue to kill him and take out his buildings, which is happening too. It's a little rough with Britons too. Slam's just got to make sure he doesn't overchop and house wall, things like that. But yeah, Dave, it looks like Slam's finally going to get one here. That is if there's not some big mistake. It's just you can't kill 50 arbs right now in Vinchester's position.
And Slam's making pikemen, but he's only got, what, 2 barracks? Okay, he's making more in the back. All right, so he should be fine. These raids will do some damage from Vinchester, but not enough damage.
Yeah, Britons are so slow, man. And the arbs clump up, so you've got a fourth of your population in one tiny spot of the map. 9 gold, and this is the win condition for Vinchester. Just raid the farms, raid the wood eco. Honestly, okay, now we're seeing a push forward for Slam. He needs to continue to do this. But if Vinchester continues to raid, look again on the right, Dave. You've got Lightcav running in. Yep. Slam doesn't have anything. Lightcav on the left. Vinchester's giving himself a shot.
I'd almost like, I usually don't say this, but I'd almost like to see Lightcav from Slam too. Some counter raids, even with Britons.
He could go for Cavalier at this point with those resources, right?
Yeah.
And he has 185 pop. The problem is, and this is like half a Slam problem currently, but half a Britain problem. If you use mobility against them, they're stuck in the middle, and then they have to react to you with slower units. It's really a masterclass from Vinchester that he's still in this. Now he has gold, or he could.
Good job from Slam, though. He's stonewalling on the left side, and he might be thinking about stonewalling on the right side as well. Yeah. Lock it down. You have the middle lockdown. You just have to lock down the rest of your economy now.
What the? Wait a second. Is he... What the... Do you see what's being researched right now? Is that Elite Genitor? Elite Genitor! For Vinchester, it's a mounted skirm. He has food. He has wood. Could that be the answer here?
Yep. Cue all the janitor jokes in the chat. Oh, he's going to clean up the army.
Oh, man. But like, I talked to Hera about this yesterday. He feels as though, and they're also mobile, the Genitors might actually have some good situations where they can be utilized, and especially if you're off of Gold and Gold Rush. Lightcav Genitor might be the way, but okay, here's a good clear up for Slam. Honestly, not a bad fight for Vinch, all things considered, but Slam's got Halbs there. And now I see heavy... Surely that's a misclick. Vinch. Camel? That...
Against Britons. Maybe he... I don't know.
He canceled it. Okay, he canceled it. He saw that and he's like, no. It must have been like a hotkey issue. Ballistics on the way, Bracer on the way. The thing is about any skirmisher unit is you need the armor too, and that's going to take Vinchester time and resources. And here comes Slam. Mm-hmm. He's got to push, Dave. Like, this is a game that's going to give Vinchester confidence even if he loses. And oh boy. Yeah, I mean, here the Arbs just wreck everything. The Genitors need numbers. They need upgrades. Should Slam have gone for Rams, maybe? Or like more Siege? What's gone wrong here? Why hasn't he won this game yet?
I think, like, something mobile. That's why I was saying Lightcav.
Yeah,
just something to distract Vinchester. You know, if you can get him in on the left of his base, the right of his base, suddenly Vinchester doesn't have all his military forward or raiding you. Your raids have been with Arbalest and Halberdiers so far, which is so slow.
True. Yeah, let's see what these Genitors can do. Not fully upgraded, but getting there. Got 75 HP, which is more than double a normal skirmisher. And they'll have 8 Pierce Armor with full upgrade. Just, Slam's going to focus those down. It feels like Slam's always going to have the gold. So losing Arbs isn't really the issue for Slam. I think the issue is if he's not going to continue, he's not going to push the game. And so Vinch, he's got a raid still.
Oh my god, Vinch is coming forward with another castle on the left side of Slam's base. He's playing the wood game now. He's playing wood control. He doesn't care about the middle anymore.
Look at Slam. I honestly love the move. He's got the gold. Britain Cavalier pretty weak. Yep. But against Genitors now, he's gonna... What? Now you call the GG Vinchester? Okay. Well, Vinchester finally taps out. I suppose in the middle Slam was pushing. But yeah, I think in a couple minutes, Vinchester would have been overrun by Cavalier. That would have been mobility we talked about, Dave. Vinchester put up a fight, but finally Slam gets one on the board.
I like how Slam was researching guilds. Like, that's what you needed?
It's true. He's probably
had all the gold in the middle.
He's probably thinking, how does he have all these units? He's got to be using the market. Let me sell resources first. That is funny.
That's funny.
All right. Well, that was a little stressful, man. But we talked about the opening from Slam. He played towards his strengths. He played toward Britain's strengths. He went towards the TCs. Monastery Stable, I think, was a call that worked out over getting early ballistics. And finally, gets his win. We now get to see, and this is a little terrifying for Slam fans, what Vinchester can do on the maps that he prefers, at least based on the home map picks here anyways. Hideout, Bay, and Cross. But sometimes it's just getting a streak of results together, right? And Slam just started it off right there. Big moment for him. By the way, he had 10,000 more gold in the previous game, so that was ridiculous. I could see game number 4 is going to be on Cross, Dave. I think we should just hop into it, honestly, and speculate about civs when we're in the game. But I've been saying this a lot in these best of 7 deciders. And again, the winner here moves on to the main event of Hidden Cup 4, and the loser's out. I think that since the level's so close between the players in these best of 7s, you just can't come back when you go 3-1 down. So Slam needs this one. Would you agree?
I think for a player like Slam, yes. I think there's certain players that can make a comeback. I don't want to put it past him or say that he can't, but I think we're justified with his tournament history of saying it would be an incredible feat for him to do so.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Yeah, this is the final decider. After this, we will have the 16 names that will be playing in the main event on hero accounts, March 18th through the 21st. And yeah, man, I'm with you. Now, I say that, and there actually was someone who was able to come back when they were 3-1 down. So some players can do it, but mentally, I know I wouldn't have the fortitude to be able to come back from being 3-1 down. And you see the start off here for Slam, no big surprise, pushing in some deer for food. Talk to me about Japanese and Persians. Which civ would you prefer here?
I think I prefer Japanese. I mean, Persians, you get the faster working TC and docks once you get to the feudal age. But like Japanese with the cheap lumber camps allows you to get the dock up faster. The fishing ships gather fish faster. They have more HP, so it's harder to sneak a dock and kill your fishing eco. And the transitions seem smoother for them as well between the ages.
Vinchester had this unique style, which I have not really seen from anyone else in any of the deciders with Persians. Did it against Project Belgium. And Project Belgium honestly had an amazing series, but couldn't get past Vinchester. And he just invited pressure, Dave, and went for walls. So basically, Persian docks, they've doubled the HP. The meta on this map is to try and send a villager to someone else's pond. So he just kept an eye on his own ponds, allowed the enemy to dock, and just he had additional fishing ships and just played defense on water. He did not play offense on water, and then had a faster castle age. So I'm really curious if we see the same thing. I mean, the wall-off potential is there, even though both bases are similar and open. I agree, personally, that especially in this matchup, I like Japanese, because even if it gets to military in mid-game, Persians always almost want to go knights, and then you can just go pikemen with Japanese, and the pikemen are so strong.
I mean, Japanese can go knights now, too. They have bloodlines ever since Wallow Kingdoms, so it's not like they have terrible knight line either. They could do exactly the same thing as you're doing with better fishing economy behind it.
Yeah. I think a lot of this comes down to if Japanese can do damage early. I talked about the defensive mindset of Vinch, but also I think Slam probably, I don't know, I always feel like he has most potential offensively when he's playing someone. And since your lumber camps are so cheap, you can just go barracks, man-at-arms. Most civs can't do that. So Slam's scouting nice and early. He seems to know where Vinch is at least, and that Vinch is docked in the south.
What's the, what villager count is it if you're going to go for a Persian douche that we should be looking for?
Wait, do you see the amount of wood right now? Are you worried? I think that is honestly that is honestly a little heavy on wood, but I think that he's going heavy on wood because he wants to do what I said and go for a lot of fishing ships.
No, I think we would have seen some preemptive stuff already come forward if he was thinking about the douche. But I have to address it because chat, as soon as they see Persians, it doesn't matter what map it is. Could be islands. They're like, it's coming.
Yep. This is true. Well, I think Slam, he's that meta player. We're going to see a barracks soon. This is probably the barracks villager. We're going to see Loom soon. And then he's going to click up quite fast here. Vinchester, he's always been a strategist, Dave. And honestly, casting him in this set and then realizing that there's consistencies from set to set with him, It's getting me excited for the main event because there's some uniqueness to it, and he's obviously practiced a lot of different strategies.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those players that kind of drives the meta, for sure. And we've seen a lot of examples of it. Like, just even think about arena tower rushing.
True. Yeah, he started all that, and still actually has done that in some similar cases. But you know what? Maybe a little bit of a switch here. You don't want to do the same thing all the time. He's going forward with a Vil. And the same thing applies with Persian docks. If you get a dock up, you have double the HP of the enemy dock, and it's very hard to take Persians off of any pawns this map. So there's not as much fish to go around long term. Predictable from Slam again to see that barracks and militia on the way. That's consistent from Vinchester.
Like, it's just the way he goes towards the TC and then stands there and tanks hits.
It's real
like
weird.
Multiple games in a row.
Yeah. Real weird. I mean, I've seen worse. We're not going to say names because the name might be watching, but at least the scout's alive
Daniel?
here. Oh, no.
What's up, bro?
Okay. Look at what we have from Slam here. So both players sending villagers forward. Now, Slam is also, he's checked the right side. Usually what you do is you fish the shoreline or near the shoreline to maybe spot a dock. So this is going to be important because Vinchester's doing the same. And also the militia are going in. This is the power of Japanese. You can do everything. Well.
Yeah, docks on 3 pawns soon. That's nuts.
Wow, yeah.
Really good. And Slam is not going to be able to find much to damage here with his men-at-arms. Like, he's going to roam around that wood line, okay. Think to himself, it would be nice if I had villagers here to make a tower, but I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over here, try and avoid the arrow fire from the TC. Go back to the gold, and now I can't go anywhere.
And Vinchester had scouted that. Say what you want about losing the HP to the TC, but he scouted men-at-arms. Probably expected it too, for reasons we mentioned. Did he scout... Well, Slam hasn't docked yet, actually. Yeah. And Slam is reacting in the north, but now you've got this dock that has 3,000 HP where you're fishing, which
oh my
really
god,
sucks.
Vinchester's not going to be able to see that dock. Oh, but Slam's chopping the wood!
Why would you dock there? Actually,
okay, well, Vinch...
Okay, Vinch
yeah, he couldn't place it because of the wood.
Trees. Yeah. Okay.
I would have liked to see one on the edge of the map, though. I don't know if you
can't.
Maybe you can't place a dock if the tree is on the edge of the map. Maybe you can't place building foundations over it.
I suppose it's a little unfortunate, but it's not like Vinchester's reacting here right now. He's just playing defense, Dave, and you can kind of see what he's going for.
The fish is there. Good point, chat. See, you're right 1 out of every 100 times.
Congrats, chat. That's a good percentage. Not bad. Yeah, Vinch hasn't reacted. Now, the difference in the north and the south is that Slam's got the armored fishing ships. It takes forever. You almost have to completely win the pond to take out Japanese fish or have a 4-1 lead with military. So Slam should be able to hold here and also do well offensively. And Vinchester, still no reaction, Dave. I think maybe this is the benefit of having blue on water map. You're just like much harder to spot in those ponds as we see Vinchester in trouble because Slam is also sending in some archers.
Yeah, and Vinchester's going to lose the villager in the north too. She's trapped. Oh, he deletes the house and gets her out of there. Nice move from him, but Slam is going to know that she's there.
Yep. Slam is bringing this back right now. He snipes Vinchester's scout. Haven't been many kills in this game, but the position seems great for him. And Vinchester forced to add some skirmishers and archers, but loses one villager on the wood line right now. And now has the house wall here. It's just messy stuff for Vinchester as Slam will get the second villager kill. This is the Slam that people were expecting to show up today.
Yeah, he's actually found value out of this, and that's because he followed up with the archers, right?
Look at the resources for Vinchester and explain that to me. That is like, I mean, he hasn't invested as much, but this is another Vinchester special where somehow he's going to be able to squeak away with a faster castle time or something.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. He didn't even... Tristan, he didn't even go to the berries, and he didn't have that many more fish. But he's getting super punished for not investing in anything. He just lost another 2 villagers, and Slam's chilling on his wood line. He doesn't have access to his main goal because Slam's over there. He's taking the secondary in the back.
Slam also, he didn't scout that there's he scouted the house on the left side. So yeah, if Slam just starts getting fire galleys here as well, Slam is a great spot. And I think this is too greedy from Vinchester, and suddenly all of his food has disappeared. Because he's got to invest in upgrades and military. That's what happens when you don't spend res.
Oh, great attention from Slam here. Vinchester popped out in the north side. Slam moved the weak fire away. It looks like... Oh, no, the dock is blocking the fire. So it can't target that weak one. Okay, it is going to go down.
And he's repairing, and there's no repair villager for Vinchester. So he's still been fishing this entire time, Dave. This is amazing for Slam. Look at that KD. It's 16-3. Slam has killed 9 eco units.
This is stupid. Vinchester moved his fire ship back across that dock. He's hitting Slam, but Slam can't hit him.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Because the dock was
Wonderful
blocking.
game.
Oh, God.
I mean, a heads-up play from Vinchester to do it. He noticed it earlier, right?
Yep. This is true. Well, here you've got Slam. And Slam sees the fishing ships. And I guess Slam would probably be more upset about that situation, Dave, if he hadn't killed so much so far. And look at him. 2 archers hitting the wood line. It's almost as if on Cross, you've got to flood the map with military. And flood the water with military as well. I think Slam's going to get this win. This is sick.
And he's just controlling so much right now.
Yeah.
Controlling all the land momentum, the water momentum. I mean, sure, his fishing ships in the north are being hit by a fire ship, but they're Japanese fishing ships. We'll come back to them in an hour when they're actually dead.
Yeah, you can always just get another fire galley out there. At this point, they paid for themselves, too. And you could even fish in Vinchester's pond in a second. Again, we'll come back to that dock in an hour when it's actually dead, but Slam from here, transition a little bit into land eco. We haven't looked at his base much, but has some farms, has some berries. It's funny how a couple minutes ago it looked like Vinchester could go Castle Age, but then he lost everything and had to stay in feudal. And now Slam has the resources to go up, and he can actually sustain this.
Yeah. It kind of feels like at that moment when he was losing all the villagers and everything on the woodline, like kind of feels like he just had to take that dive and risk going up to Castle Age, you know?
True, yeah. He probably would have made it to Castle Age without much in the bank, but...
You get a few knights on the field, maybe you can make something happen, you know, clear up the army, counter raids. Now you're just going to get more skirmishers on the field and you're going to be behind to Castle Age.
Using a Huang strategy there wouldn't have been bad. Just send like 20 villagers to gold, make a tower on it, and then make a market and just buy food for the first couple nights.
Okay, it wasn't quite an hour, but 3 fire ships just managed to kill the fishing ships from Slam in the north.
That's close. It was close to an hour. And what about the dock? Yeah, dock. We're seeing why these civs are strong, at least, Dave. But the dock will finally go down too. So
another water battle on the right side now. And we're gonna have battles in every single pond.
This is how you should play Cross, right? And in this case, Slam was able to do damage on land as well. He didn't quite defend the north, I suppose, but I think he was able to eat enough fish where he's in the better position. You can see that with the resources remaining in Vinchester's ponds. And Vinch's big issue now is what does he do against Castle Age units? And Slam's dock villager made a stable here, Dave. We're going to see some knights. Let's go.
I like that. I like that a lot. You saw the commitment from Vinchester onto skirmishers, and you see the archers, and you have to assume that he's going to be behind you to Castle Age. I mean, Vinch hasn't even clicked up. We were talking about how he had 700 food in the bank like 10 minutes ago, Tristan, and he's got nothing now. 1
farm, and on berries. Hey, there's the market. He's going to try and buy food, but realistically, we should be looking at a 2-2 here. How many sets in this qualifier is someone going to go up 2 games and then have the other person tie it up? I feel like that's a rare thing that throughout our tournaments that we've seen over the years, but it has not been rare in this qualifier. It's wild.
I really like this from Slam. The forward stable, that's a great decision.
Yeah, he lost the Vill, which sucks, because I think a Siege Workshop could finish off the game, but also Vinchester could realize that he's never going to go Castle Age.
I mean, he has Vills over to the right. He can just send another one and make a Siege Workshop over there. He's actually got the remaining crossbows coming in to harass that wood line. That's going to be so annoying for Vinch. Look, he has to make a tower in the middle of nowhere just to have somewhere for his villagers to hide.
This is... At this point, yeah, it feels like it's game. Whether Slam switches into eco or just goes for more kills. Slam, let's put it this way, should not lose from this position, but I am looking at the total eco count, and that seems to be fishing ships elsewhere, I guess, for Vinch, so maybe there's a chance. And Persian Knights are no joke if he can get to it. But with what food eco, it's just not really enough right now. And the idle time's closing in on 1 hour of villager idle time in this game. Also, people who are saying resign. Why on earth would you do that? You're 50 seconds away from Castle Age. One of the biggest moments. Of course, as I say that everything's going to get worse, and he probably will. But, like, you got to play on and give yourself every opportunity to maybe make a comeback. This is a big stage for Vinch. He's never been in a Hidden Cup before. And for Slam, he hasn't been in a Hidden Cup for, well, since Hidden Cup 2, I think.
2.
Yeah, which would be about 2 years. So, population is very similar here. And with some YOLO plays, if Slam makes mistakes, I could see it, Dave.
Well, I mean, he's camping under that tower. Vinch has nothing to counter that. He's got more knights and crossbows coming forward.
Yep.
Vinch doesn't have anything to counter that either. I mean, Vinch has the pawn on the left, so that's a good thing for him.
Yeah.
And now he has the pawn in the north, too.
But look, as he loses villas, he adds fishing ships. So it's 55 to 48 eco. It's, again, if Slam transitions into land economy with TCs and all that, you never know, but it feels like it would be a throw for Slam, but I think Vinchester's got to play this out. This is a ranked game. Vinchester would also still probably be playing, honestly. So, but I love how Slam is never letting up, Dave. He's killed 20 economic units in this game, and he, again, hits the wood line, now sees the gold. Honestly, probably confused himself what Vinchester's plan is.
As he would say, can't stop, won't stop.
Yep. You should use that logic with eco upgrades if he's going to transition into farms. But can't stop, won't stop. More pressure coming in. He sees the gold, and yeah, he's going to make Vinchester pay for not countering or making Slam react in any way. Good moment for Slam again. Can he keep this up here? Now he's underneath the gold, and then Vinch is probably just going to go back to the other gold. He's had an hour and a half of idle time in a 28-minute game.
I think it was a mistake for Slam to stop making knights and keep up production of the crossbows. Like, a second stable would have done so much here.
Yeah. I just think at this point, you just add a second TC at home. Like, look at the knights, right?
Yeah,
I think that's a spot where you've got to have a TC up if you're Slam. But he's going to add a monastery. I think the worry if you are a Slam fan is that this is twice now he's gotten a winning position. And if you compare Vinchester's wins to Slam's win, like, Vinchester's just destroyed Slam with no opportunity of a comeback. When Slam gets ahead, Vinchester's staying alive. And here he's going to clear up the crossbows. He's going to be back on gold, and it's 70 pop versus 70 pop. Don't ask me how, but Vinchester's still in this.
Imagine if you had a second stable, you were constantly producing knights, and you were just running back and forth between that wood line, the gold in the back, the gold there, the wood line on the left. And Vinchester, like, never had a break from villagers being raided. When you go into crossbows, it just slows the game down so much.
Yeah, the fish. Also, when you lose villagers as Persians, you can recover a bit. Your TC does produce villagers faster. Now, in that instance, if Slam's on 3 TCs and pressuring, or even 2 TCs, he probably has a 10, 20 villager lead, but it was all in pressure, Dave. And now Vinchester's... Slam's wide open. He's not walled.
Yep.
He doesn't have a lot of military.
He has nothing.
This is crazy. He's got nothing yet.
I don't know what's going on. He just stalled out here. No production.
I think it's the balance, right? He's going to 3 TCs now. Whereas typically you're going to switch to that second when you have the lead and then maintain that military number. Now it's kind of like, okay, you switch to 3. With the eco you have, it's really tough to maintain knight production, villager production, all the production, and keep the vills. And players tend to prioritize vills. So he's really put himself in a defensive position. And at least using the previous game as an example, if Vinchester has mobility, that is a bit of a danger. But at the same time, I'm looking at Vinchester's economy, and it's disgusting. The wood lion, he's just getting horse scholar. He's going to get raided on his gold right now. Slam still should have a lead here.
Yeah, this is the advantage of knights, right? He can just ignore the knights from Vinchester. Just go after the vills.
Only concern being, is he going to have military at home to defend? He's got time to figure that out. And now we're seeing Slam extend his lead a little bit. But I'm wondering, realistically, Vinch has 30 on wood right now. As he's running out of food in these ponds, he starts to add fish traps. Feel as though, like, I mean, with that much wood, adding in farms and fish traps, and then having Persian Knights and Slam only making crossbow monk, there's a real risk here for Slam. I would be... Oh, never mind. He's on it. He's getting pikemen here.
And he's going to clear up the remaining fishing ships in the North Pond from Vinchester. He's going to get hit by these knights again.
Oh.
Still no response from that. Garrisons the TC after losing 3.
It's tough when you play open.
He's got a couple monks coming back. Yeah.
There's a reason, like, you know, think of a player you think is the best player in the world and have that player play wide open with slow units against someone with knights. It is... Actually, we saw that in a recent tournament. Let's use Viper as an example in the Red Bull event. Remember when he just sat back and boomed and Velez was just running all over? The top players are going to... If you're not controlling the game with military, they're going to make you pay. And you are seeing that a little bit here as Slam does react. But now there's 3 Mangonels and a bunch of knights. And where is this coming from?
I don't know. I mean, it seemed like Vinchester had no momentum whatsoever. Now he's sitting on a hill, attacking a TC with Mangonels. He's got 3 of them already, and he's got a Knight Mass behind it.
Oh my god, dude.
That's just insane. How did he manage to do... What?
Is he... Like, when I was speaking positives about Vinchester not resigning, I still thought he was dead. I still thought he was dead. Now, look at the gold positions, Dave. The golds for Slam are all forward. He has 0 on gold, attempting to go monk defense right now. That is his gold. This is bad news for Slam. This is ridiculous.
He got the pikeman upgrade, but he's really struggling to get enough, and he's going out to the front for gold.
Okay.
He probably needs a TC on that one.
Let's see how long it takes Vinchester to focus that, because he...
Yeah.
I mean, he could see that goal. Actually, Slam's going to take him right to it with those knights.
Conversions?
Doesn't get conversions on the Mangonels. Vinchester pulled the Mangonels away, so he must know Redemption's in. Now he's just going to focus the monks. Dave, those crossbows are dead. There's no chance for those crossbows. There's not enough pikemen. Slam is falling apart.
And there's more knights. There's more knights coming in through the center, too. Slam is falling apart. Vinchester, inferior economy to this point, but the military pressure...
Wow.
Is insane.
Wow, this is insane. And again, it's splitting up the units. Constant production, never letting up.
Gold?
He's pulling the can't stop, won't stop now. And yeah, he's checking the golds.
That's great. Great presence of mind from Vinchester to go to that gold. He knows Slam's off the other one.
He's on the wood line, Dave. He's got monks there to defend if Slam sends anything out to take the Mangonels. This is... It feels game over for Slam now. I mean, can he recover? He should still play on. Maybe a curse of the commentator will work both ways. Mangonel conversion. Oh, this could be huge, Dave.
Come on, Slam.
Oh, man, unfortunate, but at least he took that out.
Good micro from Vinchester there. As soon as he got out of minimum range, he shot, so well done there. And Slam is just completely idled. His eco looks like what Vinchester's eco looked like 10 minutes ago.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I think Vinchester's clearly going to win this game at this rate.
Incredible comeback. I think when you have a comeback of this level, you also have to think about what Slam could have done as well. And we can have that discussion if this game indeed ends. It's still, Slam is the population lead.
It's not over.
It's not over. He's got Japanese pikemen. He's got redemption monks. The problem is he doesn't have gold. That's my concern right now. So... Again, this game is very deceiving, and here comes Slam. He's going to try and get the TC up there. Oh, he's so desperate for gold, Dave.
He's getting some good picks on the knights, too. The pikemen are poking them. They're getting good HP damage, but it's not only the gold, Tristan. Slam is, like, off of, what, like 10 farms over there as well?
It's funny. They both have over 2 hours of idle villager time. You know what's crazy, though? What if Slam... goes forward with pikemen and drops a castle here? He almost has the stone for it. Then what does Vinch do?
True. If Slam gets something on that hill, like a castle foundation, but now Vinchester is switching into archery ranges.
Okay. But let's look at Vinch's economy for a second as Vinchester snipes 2 more villagers. It is 30 to 36. Eco killed in this game. It's been very even there, but he's actually going to 3 TCs, which is very healthy eco switch. And I guess he's just going to go crossbowman against the pikemen.
How do we get to this place in the game?
It's because there's so many factors, and we as casters can only look at 2 or 3 max. The ponds have been factors. It's hard to calculate how much is left on water. You know, but the reason that we're here is because Slam, he had the lead, and right after you said he can't stop, won't stop, he stopped. And oh my goodness, this is going to be huge. Slam, do you really want to do this?
If only you could see what we could see.
You should stop, Slam.
He's stopping.
Yeah, just build that sucker right next to your town center. Don't even think twice about it. Get a castle up there fast because the siege is coming. Oh, no, not that side. Uh-oh.
Oh, the mangonels are rolling in. The mangonels are rolling in. They can't take out the foundation yet, but they can take out a whole lot of villagers. Slam noticing right away, so good job from him.
I don't think that goes up, Dave. There.
I think it's hard to tell. I'm not making a prediction.
I'm just going to show viewers the HP on the castle. That's all I'm going to do. It's at 56%. Slam. Nope. Slam. There's no military here to counter this, Dave. The crossbow switch was perfect. The upgrades are in. The TC is going to melt. Is stone for another castle. By the way, Vinchester's still raiding. Vinchester has honestly stepped up his level so high. I've never seen him play this good. How do you raid and tech switch and do all of this and boom on 3 TCs at the same time? Just insane level we're seeing. And now it's just like, you know how with a tower rush, you like build one tower so you can then successfully build the next tower? That's what Slam's trying to do with castles. Is this a doubled out castle, Dave?
I don't think so. I think this one goes up. He's got the monk there. He's got a knight there.
Oh, God.
Heal the villagers.
Oh, God,
He's
no.
building.
Slam, please, no. Please, no, Slam. It's a 90%, Dave. It's a 90%. 95.
Channeling the power of GL. Gamer Legion. It's up.
Well, if this was the main event, that's clearly not doubt. Let's just put it that way. But at what cost? And he can't even get the next one up. This is game over. Vinchester's going to go up 3-1.
Won't stop. He's going for it, Tristan. No, never mind. He's going back.
Yeah, he's going back. Look at this economy, dude. It's just like a wasteland. Slam's economy is a wasteland. Vinchester has 160 kills in this game. Now, a lot of those were villagers, of course, right there. But he pretty much killed 50 villagers in the last 5 minutes. And here comes... here he comes. I think Slam knows that this is over. Oh, he lost the castle. So now he lost all that stone.
Where are these boys and girls coming, though? Okay, he's going to decide that he has better things to do, namely game number 6 coming up, game number 5, I guess, coming up.
Yep.
Wow. What a comeback from Vinchester. What an opening from Slam to go for all of that land pressure while fighting on water. Very impressive from him. Getting out to the ponds in a timely fashion, getting pressure on Vinch's food eco, but he just couldn't follow it up in Castle Age. And I'm going to say it again. I think he shouldn't have bothered with the crossbows at all.
Yeah.
Just keep going Knights.
Knights was fine. Yeah, I think it's just the transitions that decide games. It went 1 TC, 2 Knights showed up to his wood line, and then he immediately dropped 3 town centers and didn't have the eco to continue with anything. And actually, the only thing he could really afford was he was floating gold, so he made some monks and crossbows. But Dave, okay, I think this is a 50-50 one. Slam, he had the game in his hands. He didn't do the required things to close it out. That said, how good was that from Vinchester?
Vinchester's a beast. Yeah, he's an absolute monster.
Jeez, like this economy, when we looked back at it, early Castle Age, it was getting destroyed. He didn't have all that much success on pawns. How was he able to get all of his eco upgrades, spread out his economy, parade in multiple areas, deny castles, micro mangonels away from redemption monks? It's hard to say that Vinchester doesn't deserve that after everything he had to do. Actually, we're going to look at the statistics here. We've skipped that from time to time. And if you look at the economies, I mean, gold did become an issue for Slam when he lost control. He had all that stone for the castles that he couldn't control and build, and Vinchester had more food and had more gold in that game. And actually, Dave, you look at the timeline, look at the military for Slam, and then you can see it drop off. And then from there, its immediate defense. And Vinchester, with fewer numbers, was able to just dictate the pace of the game. That was sick.
Yep. That siege, Monk Siege, Night Push seemed like it came out of nowhere.
I know. It's just had everything, but I guess that's the difference when Slam sometimes wouldn't have units queued in buildings, and Vinchester always had units queued in every building. I still am a little shocked by that one. I almost want to look back at it later to see still how he got the food. Maybe the fish helped a bit more than we could see, but potentially the final game now. Vinchester is 1 win away from his first Hidden Cup. It will be on Slopes. And if you look at the civs here, Slopes is a scout-heavy map for some, archer-heavy map for others. Not really sure where Franks will be played, Dave, or where Franks will be played. I just saw the civ. Let's go into the game. I saw the civ. I was like going to try and talk it up a little bit. And yeah, I saw what Slam went for here, and I'm a little concerned because common civ on this map is Indians, and that's relatively known. And so it's also known that Indian camels are good against night civilizations. So you basically got Slam picking Franks on a map where Indians is possible. Not saying Franks are necessarily bad against Indians. In fact, I think it was Hidden Cup 2 where we saw Franks' win rate against Indians be insane because of all their bonuses, Dave. But not an exciting realization, I guess, if you're Slam down 3-1 and up against what could be seen as a counter civ.
Yeah, I think around that time of Hidden Cup 2, maybe not during the tournament, but we saw this mirror matchup a lot on a lot of different land maps. And Franks would not only in that tournament, but in rated games come out ahead.
Yeah.
Because once you start mixing in stuff like monks or halberdiers or whatever, Indians start to really struggle. But on this map, with the fish opportunities, Indians, I still think have a slight advantage.
I would. If it was Arabia, I'd prefer Franks. It's not like you see a lot of Indian pickers out there. I would prefer Franks. I think that what Vinch is going to have to take advantage of here is the food on the sides and that little bonus that Indians get over other civs where they get increased food income. And I'm really wondering if we're going to see a Scout Lord. Like, both civs are somewhat predictable in that you might see Scouts. We have seen players go for Man-at-Arms, like Nikov tried that, right, with Indians, and it can work really well.
Yeah, the Man-at-Arms play was a bit off.
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
even though he did well with it, I feel like it itself didn't accomplish too much.
Okay, all right, fair.
The follow-up did.
Yeah, Licks played very wall heavy that game. I wonder if Slam is going to take any risks to take the side resources. I wonder if Vinchester will even, but there's about... Chad, is it 940 or 960? I don't feel like doing the math right now, but there's just under 1,000 food on each side. And a mill here can guarantee you basically free food income without having to invest into farms. It's 960. Cool. Oh, it's 420? Oh, wonderful. Thank you. And here we go. Dude, here's the answer. Finch is going to go out here to the side and make a mill over there. And that will be probably a faster feudal age for him, or at least a little bit more food to work with when he makes it to feudal. Yeah, important to clarify the difference here. Chaser says, weird Vinchester trait. Uses his TC to kill the board. Just saying. Definitely a good thing to pick up on. When we have all the main event names, I'm going to go back and look at Rex and see how many of those main event names are weakening the board with the TC. You don't actually finish it off with a TC, because then it's just dead and you can't eat it. But
I could see... I've seen players like Viper fake stuff like that, though. Well, for the mind games and weird. Just for his own entertainment.
Viper straight up admitted in the Hidden Cup 3 interview that when he would get a lead in a game, would do stuff that other players would do to confuse us. And I like Viper, and I wish him the best, but honestly, that was mean. That was mean. He said he had everyone faked out. He's like, Reddit, AoE zone.
I love the comments, like post-event comments on YouTube or whatever. It's like, I knew the whole time it was Viper. That's the only... And then you have Viper saying, like, I was deliberately mixing up my strategies, you know?
It's rather interesting because that extends to literally every time anyone does something good, because everyone's going to say it's Viper. And then people... With the argument when someone says it's not Viper is always, oh, Viper's just faking you out. So that's why Hidden Cup becomes a race to find out who is Viper.
It was a race to find out who is Viper. Maybe not so much anymore.
Yeah. You know, I can't wait to do the talk show with you midweek because I listened back to some of the talk shows too. Feels like every single Hidden Cup we've been thinking, well, you know, so-and-so's improved. Maybe they can beat Viper. And that's been a theme for us over the years, man. And I think Viper, I know he's been training a lot. Like, he didn't want to co-cast any of these sets, or he just didn't feel up to it because he's been training and practicing. So he's going to want to retain his title. 20 population for both players. Did Slam scout the sides?
I think this is a pretty clean build from both, based on the fact that they're exactly even going up to the next stage. Oh, no, Slam's about 0.2 of a second ahead.
I think you're wrong. I think it's 0.18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the game runs at 0.17 speed, so.
Yeah, I think you're
1.7 speed
on that. Yeah, that's a 0.27 assessment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walls for Vinch. Barracks for Vinch. This is probably scouts. And then this is probably scouts for Slam, who did see that the villagers are over there. So that's going to be where he's going to focus.
What's this Vil going for Slam? Where's she moving?
What? Okay. I really hope for Slam's sake.
Come on, Slam. Tell us your secrets. Where are you moving? Where are you going?
I hope that it's not anything too erratic here, because Franks can play the standard. We will talk more about that, but you get into something like Night Halb, Indians can really struggle. What is she doing there? Like, a tower wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. That was my first thought. She's instant spearman for Vinchester, so he knows he was spotted over here. He is stabling at home, Dave, so here she goes.
Like, even if you get her over here, what's the plan?
But right now, he is fully focused on this side. He scouted it. He's like, oh, yeah, we got him. We got him. And now there's spearmen there. And now you think, oh, well, that kind of sucks. I always worry when I see players down in this series. They start to do something that they wouldn't typically do, because that's a mindset thing. But maybe he feels the need to switch it up. And he does have like an archer range, maybe?
Are we going to see like the old school double sneak archer range in the back? But you usually don't open scouts if you do.
The thing about this is it feels like whenever he accomplishes what he's trying to accomplish with this, Vinchester's going to be out of food and no longer over here, you know?
Yeah. So, no, she's really taken her time. Like, he's followed that wood line the whole way across.
Yeah. He was extra safe about that. I'll give him that. For now, it's just eco upgrades and scouts, and I think Slam's going to be walled up. Yeah, he actually brought his scouts home to make sure he's walled, which is a good decision. I mean, there's not really too much going on right here, and Vinchester is walled. What's the late?
I don't think anyone has any answers. Okay, archer range. Okay, the thing with sneak archery ranges, you have to build up your numbers before you release them, because it's all about the surprise factor.
Yeah.
So I want to see Slam get at least 6 in here before he does anything with it.
Dave, he's going to mass the scouts. He's going to make like 2 ranged units. He's going to think that he can take out the spearmen and then kill the villagers. But there's 80 food there. And again, by the time anything comes out of those ranges, the villagers will no longer be here. I mean, your play's correct. Maybe if he masses like 10 archers with fletching and breaks through the walls, surprise, surprise, Vinchester could be in trouble. But this just does not feel like a practice map for Slam. You know, it feels as though he's been out of his element at times.
Let's give him a minute.
Yeah, it's
true. See how it pans out here. I mean, he's got quite a bit of scouts, and he's fully walled. So Vinchester can't really get out. Why would you make it here, though?
The food's gone, dude. The food's gone already. Slam's like, what? No. The food's gone. This is so... I actually feel bad. The timing was so perfect for Vinchester. I mean, it still should be assumed, but...
I'm just so confused. Like, why make an archer range? Why spend the idle time, send the villager that far forward to make an archer range there, and then pop out immediately once you have units?
The answer is... You get frustrated with the set. You feel as though you're maybe countered by the Civ. You try something funky. And not that trying something different is always bad. It's just... Certain players are really good at thinking outside the box in the moment, Dave. And I think that, is there a hole between?
If there's a hole, this game turns around. Where?
You're kidding me. Like, is Slam not going to scout this either? This is just... There's a hole. There's a hole there. There's a hole. Well, that's probably something Vinchester will never have to realize because the pressure, and he will click up to the next stage here, Dave. But again, Slam is a meta player, dude. He can just out-execute you, and this is a little awkward for him right now.
Yeah. The villager's going back, by the way. She's done her work.
She's going home. Oh, God. She's going home. Aw. Hey. I mean, it's not her fault, really. She was told to do a job, and she accomplished that. So, okay, now Slam sees there's a hole, and so does Vinch. Too little, too late, and Vinchester on the way up, man. He benefited from all that food. He really didn't... He wasn't hugely troubled in this game, and the thing about the archers you mentioned, you normally have to have fletching. Otherwise, players can just tank a couple hits from the Vills and do exactly what Vinch is doing right now. Slam is... I'd say switching into crossbows would be the play. But you're Frank, so it's a little awkward. He's going to need something for camels because it will likely be camels for Vinchester, and Vinchester and Castle Age in 60 seconds.
I'm struggling to find positives for Slam here.
I know. And it's
this moment.
It's also the scoreline, too. If this is game one, we're probably like, oh, well, you never know. But I just have... And this happens with a lot of players when casting. I have so much confidence in Vinchester to execute based on how he's been able to do in this series. And
Slam is now going for a second barracks, and he's on stone. Interesting. Okay.
So is he going to think, like, pikemen...
into, like, castle push
drop?
Through the middle? That would be interesting. Yeah. I'd give him credit for that one, because that's a really...
Well, the reality is, economically, it's a little rough right now. You're going to have the second TC for Vinch. So Vill count should be higher for him. Plus, you have the camels for map control. Crossbowmen, iffy with Franks. Infantry with Franks is not bad. You know, if you're behind Dave, going pikeman forward castle is probably solid logic. But I think he also is going to have a TC. Like, going to have to do so much damage going one TC that... It might not even be enough if that castle goes up, but I'm curious. Archer range for Vinchester. What is this wizardry, Vinchester? Oh, he saw the barracks. For a split second, if you look at Vinchester's Fog of War, he saw the barracks had a flag. And he immediately prepped a range because he knows what's coming. That is really good scouting. And Slam now is trying to hide the spearmen behind. But it's too late. I think Vinchester will already prep the counter.
Well, I think Vinchester... might have thought about going into cav archers anyway.
That is common with Indians on this map too. So yeah, that's a good point. Didn't get that many upgrades on camels. He does have the defense and the attack. And just still looking around and nothing too crazy with Vinchester. I like how in this position, keeping the production with his military buildings and prioritizing some map control. And here it comes from Slam. See how this works. I mean, how hype would it be, dude, if this works?
If he pulls off a castle pikeman push with Franks, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, Vinch is not going to expect the castle. Vinch is just thinking that Slam will probably boom, and maybe Vinch doesn't expect the second barracks. Slam was wise to hide that. See some scouts around for Slam, just trying to find some vills here or there. Vinchester playing very safe. And Slam
I think Vinch sees the pikeman. He attacked the house with the scout. He saw the pikeman, but Slam pulled them away. Ooh. He does see the second barracks, though.
Good point, Dave. Yeah, so he knows that something's coming. So instantly getting fletching and mixing in cav archers and adding a second range. And again, I'm impressed because this balance is very difficult to execute on. Like, prioritizing the second range over a greedy third town center here is perfect because he knows... He feels as though he's ahead in eco.
Here he comes. And I'm so excited. I'm actually like unreasonably excited for this. Make it work somehow. I want proof of concept right here.
That's true. Yeah. Behind by 13
There are
bills.
cav archers though, and he's only got pikemen. And
Yeah.
now Vinchester sees.
He doesn't
He
see
saw the
the
pikeman.
Bills.
Now he sees the Bills.
Uh-oh. Okay, so Slam, you could... You know what? If it's going to go up, it better do something, right? So drop it there. Vinchester sniping one villager.
It should go up, actually.
Yeah, pikemen, they can get close to these CA. Steve, if that goes up, I actually believe that Slam could maybe... I mean, how awkward is that, dude? Another castle could follow, too. Huh. New meta? Confirmed, maybe? This is so new. I don't know what to feel right now.
I don't know how to describe my facial expression right now. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's weird.
All right, well, you've got... The problem here is he actually has no defense. So Vinchester's just going to let the castle go up for now, I guess.
Well, he's got a knight, and he's got 2 town centers. Actually, he's got a couple knights. So he could defend against this. I mean, Vinchester isn't producing out of a ton of buildings. He's got 2 ranges. He added the second range a little bit late, and he has some cav archers.
Hey, Vinchester. 3 camels, 3 CA. It's not a large mass or anything Slam should be worried about long term.
Slam, Vils at the front. Slam.
Yeah. Oh, is Vils at the front are in trouble? Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, Vinch is ready, it seems like. And Slam, he taps out here, dude. It did look like he just didn't really know what to do here. The range, that lonely range in the corner signifies that Slam just was not there today. Or maybe you just didn't have it to get past Vinchester. And a lot of people had favored Slam. In fact, more people might have favored Slam here. He was the 2nd seed. He will not move on to Hidden Cup. Vinchester makes his very first Hidden Cup, Dave. What do you have to say about that?
That's super exciting. Especially like his form today was insane. I know Slam had some difficulties, and he always does with tournaments. And guys, give him as much support as possible, because I know it's difficult for him to play tournament games. So show some love for Slam. But Vinchester was clearly the superior player today.
There wasn't...
And I with that level of play, especially on that cross coming back there, and that Islands game, Tristan, I'd match him up against anyone at the moment. Like that's insane play.
There wasn't a single game where I questioned his strategy. And that's tough, you know, because in a draft scenario, you're not always going to get your ideal civilization. You're going to be up against the way the draft works. Typically, you have like a few civs which you see as strong, and then there's weaker civs. Game 1, for example, that one was a little weird for different reasons. But if Vinchester, it's been years and years and years of training. His strategic mind has finally kicked in for him to make it this far. And Slam being seed number 2 and someone who's participated in Hidden Cups before, I mean, what a person to beat, right? It's not like he was beating someone else who hasn't competed in big tournaments before. So Vinchester, I think, you know, the type of player who could thrive in Hidden Cup, because he has a few wacky strats up his sleeve. He seems to practice. And in the main event, we are going to have 5 new maps. And I can guarantee you that him, alongside others in the event, are going to be training those. And that is now 2 players. I think it's 2. Well, you know what, chat? We're going to look at all the names right now. They're not all going to be on the screen. But
I think, right?
What's that?
Someone in Vinchester. 2 players that
Yeah.
I'm trying not to spoil, but I just said his name. So
Well, okay. So listen, chat. If you don't want spoilers on what happened today, and you don't want spoilers on what happened over the last 48 hours, I'm going to show it on screen. It's rather tough for us, of course, doing this all live, to not just talk about it. So I'll show you the 16 names. We don't have the bottom 3 filled out. I don't know if we can get it there right now. But the top 8 from Hidden Cup 3 already in. The Viper, Hera, Tato, Dogao, Leary, Doubt, Yo, and MBL. And then Jordan is back to a Hidden Cup. Velez, Backed. Barrels was the other one, Dave, beating Hart after he was down 3-1. ACCM, Vivi, Nikov, and Vinchester. So yes, a lot of repeating names, but man, these sets have been amazing. And congratulations to Vinchester and Barrels. I got to find out if maybe we can get an interview with Vinchester, but I don't know if he's around. What's up?
Oh, I guess Jordan qualified for Hidden Cup too. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yes, Jordan.
I thought we had never seen him before, but I guess he was Hidden Cup too.
He was in Hidden Cup 2. Yep. And I recall knowing it was Jordan because someone said, "I think I know who you are," with perfect punctuation. And I was like, wait a second. The only pro here that would use perfect punctuation, and no offense, Jordan, you know, lose that first round would probably be Jordan. That was a funny moment. But yeah, Jordan's looking strong, man. And Vinchester says, "I am here in case you want an interview." Wonderful. We'll get him in here then. It's funny. Robo said no interview, and Vinchester messaged me at the same time and said, "I'm here." So he must be listening, chat. He can see what you're saying.
You can take it yourself.
Yeah?
I will join you afterwards again. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that works, man. No worries. Vinchester, you know what? I'm just going to give Vinchester a call then. And give him a little call. Okay. I assume he's listening to the stream. So let's see what Vinchester has to say about his victory. Hello, hello, Vinchester. Okay, Discord is lighting up green when you talk, but I'm not hearing you. Might be a Discord issue. Yeah, it's still happening, Vinch. I can't hear you. Vinchester, he's probably saying I'm the best player in the world right now. I still can't hear you. But it's weird because I can see it lighting up. Maybe change, or like you can go into audio settings on Discord and maybe change something. Okay, he's just left the call. Discord settings can be a pain sometimes. I did interview Vivi via text earlier. That was a funny moment. Yeah, Vinch, it still seems to be happening. I think if you go to your settings and there's like a reset, right, chat? Maybe Twitch Tech can help. There's too many people. But sometimes a quick reset will fix it in your audio settings. Yeah, I could see it lighting up, but I still cannot hear you. He says, "I will restart PC." All right, no worries. If you have questions for Vinchester, ask them. I'll try and get some of those to him. But obviously, I don't want to take up too much of his time. And also, I'll be honest, this is another day that's been over 8 hours for me, so I would also like to relax a bit this evening. Wait a second. That main event prize pool is really close to 69,420 right now. I can't believe that this is actually a thing. Overlay guy, how frequently does this update? Because we had someone gifted 12 subs, which seems awfully specific. Yeah, look at that. Someone, hello, Vinch. Cannot hear you yet, by the way.
Hey.
Yeah, there we go. What's up, man? I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Yeah, I was saying that I'm the best player in the world while I have put the talk, so I can do this.
But now that people can hear you, yeah, you'll have to be a bit more humble, I suppose. All right, Vinchester, how you feeling, man? Your first Hidden Cup, you've been around for years. You've been playing amazingly for years, but really stepped it up over the last 12 months.
Exactly, that was a really good goal for me because I didn't participate in the past main events. I was always out in qualifiers, so I'm really glad that I'm in now, and it's going to be a good experience for me. I'm really looking forward for it to play with Hidden X. I really like it.
Okay, let me ask you, Vinch, because again, you've been around for a while, right? What changed over the last year? Because the level for others has also gone up. What changed for you to finally break into a Hidden Cup?
I think overall I just became a more decent player. So I'm not making. I feel myself much stronger in macro plays, and at the same time I'm just doing much more practice right now, even on different maps. So it's not just Arabia as we had on Woobly mostly. So right now we are playing different maps. There is opportunity to do this, and right now I'm trying to play a lot, not only in ranked, and prepare the strats, prepare the builds, and like you said, overall skill is higher now.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm trying to practice myself with different maps. I think that's important as well.
Okay. What was the logic behind Inca's game one? Because a lot of other pros think Inca's for the tower rush and the Vil rush, but you just went for a standard play.
Well, there was a long time when I was picking Incas in Ranked. I thought like this is one of the perfect Sith because it's kind of better than Aztec, for example, and it's anyway. I mean, because of the slingers, it's really easy to play with slingers, eagles, and it's hard to play for Aztec, especially before it had the +1 rage and skirms.
Yeah.
And at the meantime, this is the Mesut Sith, so eagles is super strong, and I felt like he will has mines or Franks in Arabia, and I thought like, okay, I need the C for it, and I decided to pick Incas. Don't know why. I expected more Franks, I must say, but
Okay.
yeah, I just felt like Incas perfect if there's Franks for me.
Honestly, I like the logic, right? Because it's not like Incas are going to be picked really early either. So if you get a win there against the Civ that in theory might be one of the better Civs for the enemy, it could work out. So well, that's great logic. And then game number 2 was Islands. Now, this is the one I really wanted to talk to you about because I saw your previous Island games. How much have you practiced Islands, and how happy are you with your build orders?
Yeah, I'm really happy with it, even with Italians. I started to make this build firstly with Partugus. It was a little bit worse because of the lower amount of eco bonuses, but right now I'm doing this as Italians, and I think this is really strong. One thing I'm scary about is landing. So in this game, I'm a little bit set up my build for the lands. I must have said that I expected land from the slam, so that's why I had some walls. Yeah, now when I was watching, I really wondered that he had walls as well, so this is kind of yeah. So I think meta changed. So just imagine to say I don't know, like 2 years ago that everyone will play islands with walls. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it does seem like. I mean, there's a few players in the main event who might not be comfortable on water. Maybe we will see a lot of landings. What do you think? You picked Goths there. Is that just always to strike fear into the opponents? Because for me, and you probably heard the cast, anytime I see someone draft Goths, I am going to thank you, my friend.
Yeah, I can expect this. So there was another player who drafted Goths, and I think you know who this is. This is. I mean, in qualifies.
I remember it, and it was like, what set was
One
that
with
in?
this.
Was it Barles?
One more try.
Oh, one more try. uh, uh, was it Dark?
No, that was Slam. There's
was...
this one. The previous his set. So
wait,
yeah.
wait. Who was it? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
That was Slam. There's his vodka.
Wait, so Slam, he did. You're right. I was thinking the best of sevens. You're right. Yes, Slam actually picked that. So did you pick that because you didn't want Slam to pick Goths then?
Yeah, this is one of the reasons. The second reason is to say that this is kind of scary for the opponent. So he thinks like, okay, I have brilliance. He didn't. I don't want to pick this. I want to pick something else. So this is kind of what you should to keep in mind that I can pick this, and yeah, I have one more preparation. I will probably not talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So
yeah, so was the player who picked Ghosts as well, and he's not in main event because of me now. And yep, in main event probably no players who like Goth as well.
true. Yeah, that's something we'll look for. You know, it's funny to all the low elo legends out there. See, Vinchester, I have seen so many games when casting low elo legends where someone just straight up resigns, even if they have the lead, if they're up against Goths. People are terrified of the Goths. So you just said, as someone who's qualified for Hidden Cup 4, that you picked Goths to potentially scare the enemy into picking Archer Civ. So that alone is respectable. And then I guess we move on. You know, the cross game was probably a game that is going to be remembered for Slam. Did you think you were dead in that game?
So yeah, I even was about to call it a GG, but when I watched now from stream, I realized that we had I even had more eco units. So I really wondered, well, how and why. In game, I felt like I have -10 or maybe even -15 villagers, and I thought it's terrible position. So I decided, okay, I will try one to see aggressive right now, and I saw that my raid was good with first tonight. And I realized, okay, I can attack him. Let's see how it will go. And I just realized, okay, my score is the same as his. How it may happen. So I was really wondering that I was able to come back in this one.
And that's maybe an example of like the situations where you play on in tournaments, and then it's so easy for viewers to say, "Oh, just call it," but you play on and you look for an opportunity, and you can get a win there. So that was, I really am still confused. And Dave and I were just sitting there like, what? It didn't feel real, Vinchester, that you could somehow get the resources on the map after all that damage came in. So
Yeah, I really sad about how I played the Feudal Age. I feel like it should never happen. I should have much faster barracks. I should have much faster archer range. I should react on all the lakes, especially on my main lake. So I needed to make it much better. But the second time when I was sad in this game, when I lost all my knights on forward, when he converted I don't remember. Yeah, two Mangonels left. So he converted first Mangonel, destroyed my Mangonel. Then I took the fight there monks, and he really out-microed nice with Monk under the TC. So he was trying to jump out, convert the Mangonel while I'm getting close. He's jumping in, and something like this. So that was really strong. And I saw like, okay, I lost all my knights, and if right now he has good eco, then it's gonna take a long time to finish it. I may even lose it, and this is much more sad to lose this game after you had an opportunity to come back. So it's better to just call it GG in Feudal Age instead of trying that much and anyway lose this game. So that was one of the most terrible moments in the game. But then he decided to build a forward castle, and I felt like, okay, this is my game.
Okay, Vinchester, I've just looked you up on Liquipedia, my friend, because I was curious what this means for you, right? By the way, that is a high quality. Check this out, people. Dude, you have such a high quality picture here. This is a snazzy photo, man. I'm so jealous. Anyways, so I'm looking through your results in tournaments over the years, and actually, this is wrong. Okay, I apparently sound like a robot. Hold on. Do I still sound like a robot, chat? That happens from time to time. Anyways, it says that the T90 series between you and MBL back in 2016 had a $2,000 prize pool, which was wrong. I think that it was like $200 total. But this is your biggest result in a tournament, and it's just qualifying for the event, right? Because I think, obviously, I expect you to do well in the main event, but this is going to be insane for your earnings long term.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, by the way, this is I'm not sure this is the right result. I don't remember this.
Okay. Well, anyways, I'm looking at Liquipedia. It's according to Liquipedia, your biggest.
Yeah, I'm watching as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to show it on stream because apparently I go robot there. But your biggest prize earning was.
If you'll click the Destination series and get in, then you'll see that the prize pool were 75 USD. So there is a bug. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. So the point is your biggest earning in a tournament, which was somewhat recently, right? Back in January, was making it into Red Bull. So you'll be looking at, I mean, the prize pool is going up and up with people supporting the stream. But if you make it past the first round and beyond, man, I mean, this is easily going to be biggest moment for you in 2021 has started off with an absolute bang. So I'm really happy for you.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm happy as well. So now it's good that many top players has an opportunity to make it like a more full-time job. I mean, like we can play because there's more money, and this is crazy because the game is really crazy now. You can see that there is a lot of people's hype on it, and Age of Empires is a crazy game for this. So I really like the situation and how it goes. So thank you very much for this. Even for you that you supported the tournaments and making this. So I really like it, and thank you very much.
Yeah, Vinchester. So I'll ask you two more questions. Did you happen to look at the new maps yet for the main event? Because we are adding 5 new maps.
Yeah, I didn't look yet because I was prepared for the yesterday and I didn't spend time for something else. And today I had a lot of work, so I just came back to home while he was watching my series. Probably tomorrow I'll start to prepare. So I know that there is something crazy dark and my team said me already, but I didn't watch it myself yet.
Okay, and how do you think that changes things? Because the meta for a lot of these maps is figured out. People can see these 7 maps and know kind of what to go for. But with 5 new maps, what does that do in relation to Hidden Cup when the players are hidden too?
I think that's perfect because a lot of players, if this is a different map, I mean, not standard, then a lot of players will prepare different strats, and just in main event, we will see like everyone will do that it's not supposed to do so. And maybe even in second round, there is a lot of maybe it's even will decide who will start the first sets, because I'm sure that players will take the strats from the. So if I play the second set, I will watch the first one, and if I'll see a good I will fast repeat this with my teammate probably between the games and try to sneak the strats and yeah, I mean, steal the strats. And I think that's going to be really interesting even for players, because it's going to be a little world where we can improve, where we can try to find out something good. And yeah, that's going to. I hope these maps will improve a lot for the tourney.
And is this like, in your eyes, because I kind of spoke for you, is this your biggest achievement in Age of Empires to make it into the top 16? And this is even before the tournament starts?
Yeah, was that the question?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I might have cut out. Like, in your eyes, not to speak for you, is this the biggest moment for you to be able to make it into Hidden Cup and have a chance to show your skills in front of so many?
Yeah, I would say that this is one of the biggest chances. I don't want to compare this with past Red Bull because I was almost top 4. I must say that I would feel like I'm one leg there, and this is probably my biggest issue. That I thought that I don't know if you watched this. I think I had the Decider game and I lost it to ACCM, so he played really well, really strong. And yeah, because of I know that this is a much bigger tournament for me, and this is much more important for me. But overall, the result is top 8 for with on the same player. Yeah, this is kind of more sick. So I don't feel it yet, but I will try my best in Hidden Cup, and I want to go further. So as I said, my goal for the past tournament was top 8, because before that I was on the top 16. So right now I was top 8 already. So goal is semifinal. Let's go it step by step.
All right, man. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the tournament hasn't even begun. It's amazing. So congratulations, Vinchester. Okay, one final question just to appease viewers. Is it Bay or Pants? I don't know if you even know this meme.
What? Sorry? No, I'm not sure.
Okay. Now, chat, what have you done? These viewers, man, the games are already so interesting, and they've got to bring it back to this. You know the map Bay?
Map Bay, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, people say it looks like a pair of pants. Do you agree, or do you think that's dumb?
No, I never thought about it. I didn't feel it like this.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Thank you, Vinchester. Oh, man, congratulations, man. Everyone's happy for you.
Thank you very much.
And I hope the training pays off, my friend. Maybe we'll be talking at some point after the event, all right?
Okay, have a nice time there. Thank you very much again.
All right, yep. Later, Vinch. He's such a happy guy. And also, he doesn't think it looks like pants. So I'm beginning to like him more and more. But yeah, for Vinchester to qualify here, again, he's been around, guys, but it's just another sign Vinchester has he's ironed out the kinks in his gameplay, and he's improved big time. Beating Slam, I'm sad for Slam, but we knew going into the qualifiers and the deciders that this would determine the best players. That's what that main event's all about.